Where's Kyle? Because we need a new intro, and he's been slacking. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Neeks Sports. It is your Premier League season preview 2023-2024. And as you know, we always do our predictions. We do very, very in-depth predictions that Javon loves because he knows that there's a lot of dictatorship that comes with it. But he loves it. He loves it. This is his time to shine, as a matter of fact. And Taffy was in early. It's that time of year again where everyone predicts different teams to win the Premier League, only for Pep to slap everyone up. But let's see in it because a lot happened last year. A lot happened. City won the treble. Arsenal put in a title race.
Right. City won the treble. I forgot about that.
Yeah. The first time they've ever won 3 trophies that matter in a season. Well done to them. Anything that happened before, forget about it. And so City won the treble. We went for our predictions at the end of last season. We know how we do it this year, how we do it on Neeks Sports. We do a prediction before a ball has been kicked. And then we revisit it after the transfer window closes. Because a lot can change. We're the 3rd of August. We got 28 days until the transfer window closes. Players can be signed, players can be sold. That's what we focus on. We don't look at the results in between that time. At least I don't anyway. I don't know about these guys here. But obviously we're doing it before the Community Shield, so we've added that into it as well. We know with the new Champions League format, there's potential for more places in Champions League. So we've kind of extended the amount of positions that we're actually predicting. So it means there's more chance to be right, but more importantly, there's more chance to be wrong. I'm here with Ramsey and Jay. What are you saying?
Not bad. Ready for another year?
We get this season started already. I'm tired of the drawn out transfers, man. It's just some saga, man.
Yeah, we're gonna chat a bit about that
as Dragon Ball Z back in the days.
Find out next time. As we go through different teams and make predictions, we'll have a little chat about those teams as well. Assad says Neeks probably has Man United as champions. I don't remember the last time I ever predicted Man United to be champions. Probably 2018 maybe? Or 2017, maybe 2017.
Whatever year Pogba signed for Man United, that's when you last predict.
He joined in 2017. And we won the treble. Sorry, the triple. We won the triple that year. Community Shield, League Cup, and Europa League. More than I could have wished. More than I predicted.
It's a treble.
Yeah. Triple. Trio.
It's a treble.
Duo,
trio.
It's duo trio.
It all means 3.
The treble is prestigious. Triple is you just a moment in history and you move on. Solo says you need a new intro and we need more content. I'm trying, Solo. I'm trying. I got a bit of a new setup, moving houses, all that kind of stuff like that. I'm trying. With the content, so the intro, Kyle. Where are you, Kyle? I thought that was Kyle's Nat. Nat, can you do an intro for us? Can you help us out?
Yeah, what's good?
Can you do a new intro for us? We need a new intro.
Oh, new intro. Okay. What's up, guys? Welcome to Nat's podcast.
No, I'm not talking about that intro. I'm talking about the musical intro.
Musical intro. Yeah.
Carl made that, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I can do it. You know. I got a little tune in mind. Yeah. Shall I sing it?
I'll give you. No. I'll give you a week.
Cool. I'll just give you guys a little sample, 10-second sample. When you walk.
Oh, please.
How did I know that was coming?
See you next time, mate. Nat, please.
the end.
All right. You know what?
Like-
I think that is brilliant. That I don't want to waste your voice on doing it now. So mix it down, maybe a bit
Yeah.
auto tune or whatever. Send that through, and we'll make sure we never play that on the channel.
Say no more. Say no more.
Asad says, "Nah, worry about your stinky defense first, bro." Yeah, we'll get on.
He's getting on to me already.
Listen, this is what we do here. Other than that, before we join, it's obviously been the prediction has been extended a bit, obviously with a bit potentially more teams into the Champions League. It's before the Community Shield, so we're going to add that prediction in there as well. More chance for you to be wrong. All right, listen, guys. I don't know where do you want to start? Maybe not start at the winners because that's just a bit too going straight away. What do you want to start with? We want to start
Can we start the cup competitions?
You know what? Let's start with the Community Shield. We'll start with the Community Shield. That's the first game of the season. We'll start with the Community Shield. Arsenal versus Manchester City, or Manchester City versus Arsenal, whichever it is, at Wembley on Sunday the 6th. Ramsey, it's your team there. Listen, people say curtain raiser, a bit of a friendly. In this dispensation of time where Pep is dominating England, every trophy matters. It's not even a friendly anymore, is it?
This could be the biggest chance we get to win a trophy this year. Minor trophy, I get it. But when Man United and Liverpool are doing their little 1-2 here and there, someone dashes in a Community Shield once in a while, and you say, "Yeah,
you have to.
Trophy,
you have to.
Adds up, and it's more than a pre-season trophy. It's a minor trophy given out to an English team, as you said, and in the year where in a time, an era where Man City are winning everything, there's not a lot to go around, and there's a lot of teams that want something. So I think it is fitting, that it's the two best teams in the Premier League last year do battle this Sunday. It just feels right. It feels like a good little curtain raiser. The two of the best teams to kick off the season. Whether or not we'll see them play at the same level or not, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I feel like it's a good time to see. I think the Community Shield is that one where it's like it's not the season. So if you lose it, okay, cool. You start again. You go again. It's not the season, but it's kind of not a friendly anymore either. It's like that middle ground between a friendly and the start of the season, because you both want it. Like you probably play your first team, the team that you're going to play the week after, and try and give them as much minutes as possible. So listen, yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready for that big game, Wembley.
You know the thing with the Community Shield is that you got all these pre-season tournaments, and you get trophies for those, which is a bit ridiculous. Trophies, fireworks going off, and social media posts about it. Cool, whatever. If you can get a trophy for a literal pre-season friendly, then yeah, you got to take the Community Shield a bit more seriously, because there's a trophy for everything these days. So obviously, if you lose it, it's one of those ones where you're like, all right, it's not the biggest. But if you win it, you tally it up, one more in the bag, and you keep it moving. It doesn't define your season either way, but you're always happy to win it. Brendan Rodgers and Leicester got that on their CV. They won the FA Cup and they won the Community Shield. So,
Arteta won it as well.
Yeah. Moyes won it. David Moyes, he got that. So it's funny, no one ever says that Moyes won a trophy at Man United. But you know what? It's one of those ones where if it's the only thing you win, then it's literally just something that happens. No one cares. But if you win it with other stuff, then you start adding it up, formidables and that kind of nonsense. Yeah, you add it into, amalgamate it into one. It's one of those ones. It holds no value by itself.
I think we're joint with Liverpool in second place on 16 Community Shields. So time to get number 17.
Is your trophy, yeah?
All right, so let's get some predictions. What are we saying? Sunday, Arsenal, Man City. Ramsey, what are we saying?
Listen, I've been watching Arsenal in pre-season. It's not looking good, guys.
Havertz got this in it, man.
It's not looking good. I think.
Havertz.
Look, I think. I haven't, to be honest, I haven't seen Man City at all. I think they won one and lost one or whatever, but I've not seen them at all. I'm assuming the same team doing the same madness, like just doing everything. I just got to assume that. With Arsenal, I think there's going to be a bit of an adjustment period, which could potentially be a problem because in this league right now, they ain't got time for adjustment periods, especially against Man City.
Nope.
But it just looks from the first few games, and it's pre-season, so you don't really get the full team. I don't think we've actually seen the full team play together. But like without Xhaka, and people say Xhaka wasn't not a really great player, but Xhaka's been playing in that midfield for the past 7, 8 years, something like that. Like Wenger bought him, and he's played all the way through Wenger's era, all the way through Emery's era, all the way through Arteta's era. So he's never really been dropped. So it's the first time we're kind of seeing the Arsenal without Xhaka. And I ain't gonna lie, it's looking a bit ropey. It's not really connecting. Whether it's Rice, Rice doesn't really look fit yet. Doesn't look like he's got his groove. And obviously their season finished a bit later, so we're still catching up with the rest of the guys. And Havertz as well. Trying to integrate him into a new position that he's never played in before on a regular basis, and getting like
this guy playing in every position but his actual position. Is that what you're saying?
Wait, what is it? No, wait, what is his actual position?
I don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you.
I think his best position in terms of what we've seen him do in the past has been a support striker, attacking midfielder at Leverkusen. We've never really seen him at his best at Chelsea. He's never hit the heights that he was doing in Germany. So that's been him at his best. Yeah, but no, exactly. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, with the way Arsenal played, they kind of been playing with two cams really, because Xhaka and Odegaard were kind of like playing like two attacking midfielders, where we had Zinchenko kind of playing the DM as an inverted fullback, so it kind of allowed that sort of four in the middle sort of thing. So I guess that's what's going to happen this year. But where Zinchenko hasn't actually played yet because he's been injured for us, it's not really worked so far as a unit. But he still managed to get a couple of goals and stuff, and you can tell that sort of ball into the back post with a man arriving of his height is going to probably play some sort of part across the season. I feel like if it doesn't work in terms of the actual play in the midfield, that might be where it works potentially, like getting that last man run and ultimately getting some goals. And this, but yeah, in terms of the actual squad, I don't think we played too well. I might like last year. If I go back to last year's preseason, we literally were like, we saw the first game of the first Arsenal squad straight away, and White was already at right back. We had Saliba, Gabriel, and then Zinchenko came in and was straight into his inverted role straight away. And we played well all pre-season right into the season, and we're kind of continue from there. Whereas we've not really seen it this year. Bit sort of stop and start. And we've got a lot of players at the moment as well. We've not really been able to get rid of a lot. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see Jesus injured already as well. So yeah, I don't think we're going to win it personally. I'm going to say 3-1 to Man City just because I know how good Man City are. Obviously I want to win it and I hope we do win it, but yeah, just the way we just don't look ready yet. And I feel like we're not ready for this game. I feel like if this was like last year where we were sort of winning every game, I'd be more confident, but we just don't look ready yet. And maybe this is the chance to test it.
I think Man City, I think they've won 2 and lost 1. They lost to Atletico Madrid, just their last game. But they've been scoring. I mean, they scored 5 in the first game with Yokohama. They beat Bayern Munich, I think they've been conceding some goals themselves, and they scored 1 against Atletico. They've got the attack that can score goals, and you have been a bit ropey defensively. Yeah, I think you've been open from the game. Yeah, obviously you lost 2 to United, 3 to Barca. Did you play Dortmund? What was that score?
No, we didn't play Dortmund. We played. We kept the clean sheet against MLS, but we conceded 2. We conceded 2 to Nuremberg, and they're the second division German side.
Oh, you conceded 2 to them. What was the score there? 3-2.
2-2.
Nuremberg.
It was 2-2 or 1-1. It was 2-2 or 1-1. I can't remember. Yeah, that was the very first game we played. Yeah, very first game.
Yeah. And then obviously you conceded 1 to
What's that?
Didn't you again?
Them as well.
Wrexham.
Or was that?
What we played Watford, but that was kind of like a training ground game. It was at the training ground. So,
Okay.
Yeah, United played Wrexham. Under 21s. Under 21s. And then you obviously played Monaco just now in the Emirates Cup. I haven't watched a lot of Arsenal games, but the Community Shield, it's so weird, like because it means nothing in terms of how the season's gonna pan out. It wouldn't surprise me if Arsenal won. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Might win on penalties or whatever. I don't know. It could literally be anything. But obviously you got the injury to Jesus. I don't know if Zinchenko's going to play. He hasn't really played in pre-season.
I don't think he'll play.
The midfield's still a bit like shaky in terms of who's going to be the midfield three. I'm gonna go Man City. I don't think it's gonna be 3-1. I think it'll probably be by 1 goal or potentially on penalties. I don't think they do the extra time in Community Shield anyway. So if it's level after 90 minutes, it goes straight to penalties. But I'm gonna go Man City by 1 goal, but maybe on penalties. But yeah, I wouldn't say Man City themselves are like ready for the start of the season. But there's one of those ones where it's Arsenal who need to be ready rather than Man City. Because Man City are just that good. They can kind of be a bit below par and still get through certain games. Assad says Trossard in the 9 can cause issues. He can. It's not a bad option. To be fair.
Problem is, we're probably going to play Eddie. That's the worst thing about it. It's not. I don't even know if he'll play. I would like him to play. I would like him to play. I would like Trossard to play at false 9.
The thing is, I think Trossard is a natural replacement for Jesus in terms of the way that they play. When you play Eddie over Jesus, you have to play a different way. You have to cater to him in a different way because of the type of striker he is. Yeah. So it's weird that if Trossard's out for if Jesus is out for a lengthy period of time, instead of going for the guy who can kind of fit seamlessly into the way you want to play, you decide to change it. Now I get it, Eddie coming off the bench, because when you're trying to bring someone off the bench, sometimes you want something different, so you bring him off the bench, or maybe you're playing those cup games against lower league opposition. But granted, it is the Community Shield. But I think if Jesus is out for any period of time, going with Trossard makes more sense than Nketiah.
And I think in pre-season, Trossard's looked the one. I was saying actually before Jesus' injury. Before Jesus' injury, I was saying he should be starting. Like, he's good enough to be starting in our first 11. But now the injury.
The left 8, isn't it? At times.
Yeah, we played him in the left 8 a couple of times. We played him left wing a couple of times as well, and he's ended a couple of games in the false 9. So he's played in all 3. But now that position is like there and open. It's like, well, he deserves a start because he's been so good. You might as well just. I would just play him there for the first sort of few games and sort of see how it goes.
All right, let's get some just quick predictions. We don't need to go into no Man City fans, so we don't have to go into any depth. We'll probably talk about them, when we're discussing 5th place or something like that. Good to see Kyle wearing the shirt of his beloved club. And nice of you to join us. But just give us a name. If you
I just
no.
I'm screaming. It's back.
Glory hunter, man is glory hunting to the fullest. Man City, Arsenal. Who's winning the Community Shield?
Arsenal.
Names. Give us
Arsenal. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, am I lagging?
No.
I think I'm lagging.
Yeah.
Nat, Jay, go
on. Man City.
City, man.
So Carl's the only one that's gone Arsenal.
Yeah, City.
Well, we know you don't go Arsenal because you hate your club. But
I want to win. I really want to win.
Just say Arsenal then.
Yeah, but as I told you before, I'm trying to get everything right. I'm not trying to be wrong.
Just say Arsenal.
Wait. Is this part of our preseason prediction?
Well,
Yeah.
it's pre-season and we're predicting, isn't it?
No,
So,
no, but we don't normally do Community Shield. I thought we was just
well, we're
openly
here.
talking about it.
We're here now.
No, wait, I need
Or
a confirmation.
if you had
Is
got,
this
Yes.
Cal,
is
if you
this
got
going
here
down
at
on the
8 o'clock,
spreadsheet?
Kyle,
Yeah, but I didn't. So I'm asking.
yes.
Okay, Man City.
If you were here at Go, you changed it. Kyle, if you were here at 8 o'clock, you would have heard the stipulations for the season. And also your first answer is your last answer. No, I'm joking, I can change it. Alright, Man City. So everyone got Man City then.
He just wants his clickbait, whatever it is.
I think
Kyle,
we're all
you're confusing
tired
everyone.
of
As
saying
I said, he
something
saw you
else.
as a Liverpool fan.
When was I ever a Liverpool fan? No way.
That's the comment. Asad said he could have sworn you was a Liverpool fan.
No.
I don't know. You're just confusing everyone. You're stopping and changing. So
I'm Barcelona. I mean, I own many kits. I own Man City, PSG, Arsenal, Barcelona. I mean, you lot know how I got these. When we was playing the Don Robbie's fantasy football, and I was winning manager of the week.
not me, bro.
And you get
Asad, you gotta talk to, man.
you get the t-shirt. So I started building up a collection in it. And today I'm in my Arsenal one, and I got Messi on the back.
Oh yeah,
Arsenal top with Messi on the back. You seen it before? I wore it at your birthday. I wore it on your birthday.
I forgot.
And everyone was bugging. Why you got Arsenal with Messi on the top? Like everyone was bugging.
I said they should. I said they should. This is not our fault.
Asad, Kyle is a slut. He got many different clothes.
Whoa. One of them ain't Liverpool.
All right, listen. We'll dip back into some of the cup competitions in a bit. Let's start working our way up the league. So we'll leave the relegation till later because it's such a stab in the dark these days. 6th and 7th. So we're assuming, based on previous years, that top 5 will get Champions League football. We don't know yet, but based on previous years, top 5 will get Champions League football. So 6th and 7th will be Europa League and Conference League, potentially. It might even go down to 8th, I'm not 100% sure, but we'll stick with 6th and 7th. So I'll go first as my 6th and 7th place. It's not easy, you know. I really should have thought about this before I came here. It's not easy.
I'm still struggling. I can't think of nothing.
I'm so confused as to what you just said. You've frazzled me, mate.
How is 5th place getting Champions League?
No, but you said
the Champions League for 2024. Wait. So go on, Car?
No, you said based on previous seasons, and you said okay, so then top 5 be Champions League, but top 5's never been Champions League. It's been top 4 in previous seasons.
So,
so confused.
On Champions League 24-25, it's based on your performances in the Champions League for the season prior. So this current season that's coming up is going to determine how many places England gets in the in Champions League for the next season, 24-25. Based on how we've performed in previous Champions League campaigns, if this rule was in place already, the top 5 would have been qualified. So we're going to assume, based on our recent history, that up to 5th place will get Champions League in 24-25. Again, if you were here earlier, you would have understood. Also, Kyle, we need a new intro. And that's also something that you missed earlier. So I'll get working on that. I expect it back on my desk when I come up from home.
You know what we're talking about, mate.
Audio for the music for the back end.
Some music
What happened to the old one?
They need a new
one. Switch up, man! Come on, it's a new age, new Champions League.
I sang "You'll Never Walk Alone."
Oh no, let's not do that.
Yeah, we don't. Save us from hearing Nat winning Champions, singing "You'll Never Walk Alone." We definitely need a new one, please. Big up Abbas. Leaks is back to some L's. Well, we'll see about that. because we got the bald genius in our club. As I said, 5 teams in the Champions League disgrace. Really and truly should only be top 2. I mean, you're contradicting yourself. Why should it be top 2? Second place ain't a champion. If you can't say it's a disgrace and then just reduce the disgrace, no, completely get rid of it. It should be champions or nothing.
Reduce the disgrace. Reduce the disgrace.
Make it 2. Why 2? All right. All right. Yeah. Let me go for 6 and 7. So
winners of the FA Cup.
Someone say
I
something.
can't even tell you that, bro. 6 and 7.
I got mine.
Go on that.
Spurs and Newcastle.
Say that again.
Spurs and Newcastle.
So Spurs 6th and Newcastle 7th.
What? 7th?
Can you confirm?
No, I'm saying 6th and 5th.
Only 6 and
No,
7.
we're doing 6 and 7 because we just
Well,
discussed
that's
this.
why I asked.
Top 5 Champions League.
Why are we even doing 6 and 7?
Okay, we're doing
the
listen,
7th
Nat. We're doing Europa League. Who's going to finish in the Europa League places this year?
Oh yeah. Newcastle and Spurs.
Right.
Yeah. Them dead ballers there. I mean, Newcastle aren't dead, but them ballers there.
All right. I'm gonna go similar. I think I'm gonna go the same. I think I'm gonna go Spurs 6th and Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go Spurs 6th. Put Spurs 6th. The 7th place is actually a tough one because I'm gonna rule out Villa because they're playing they're playing Conference League. Emery's a cup manager. I expect them to go deep. I don't know if they can balance both. Yeah, lava, burn up. And Emery's league record ain't great. He hasn't. I haven't seen him be able to balance the two, get a good performance in the league as same as well as doing good in the Champions League, or in whatever cup competition, European cup competition. Spurs are not in Europe at all. And that could benefit them, should benefit them, might benefit them. So I think they're going to finish above Villa.
Spurs is finished.
Well, this is it. As we said, we can, when it comes to the end of the transfer window, if a big transfer, because right now, I'm assuming 6th place, that's with Kane leaving. I'm making that clear. If Kane stays, I may change. But as it stands, I'm assuming Kane is leaving to go to Bayern Munich. And that's why I've got them in 6th. If he stays, or if he goes elsewhere, then that may in the Premier League that may change. Brighton are also playing in Europe, and I don't think they've done that. I don't think they've ever done that before. Could that affect them in their league pursuit? Newcastle are playing Champions League, so could that affect them in their league? And I think it will. Hence why I haven't got them in.
Stop saying that. That's crazy to me.
No, I'm being legit.
No. I mean, I know you're being legit, but I'm just saying that Newcastle and Champions League doesn't make sense to me in the same sentence.
That's because you're new to this, my friend.
I know I'm new to this, but that's what I'm saying. From when I started watching football till now, Newcastle and Champions League don't exist, and now it's existing.
They probably, I can't remember exactly when you said you started watching football, but they probably had 1 year in the Champions League. Kieran Dyer, Lauren Robert, probably Novi Solano.
I started watching it 2000 and let's see say maybe 2009. 09. Maybe a little 10.
Yeah, they were well out. They'll probably in the championship by then.
That's what I'm saying.
Right,
it's weird.
So I'm gonna go Spurs 6th. I'm going Newcastle 7th. I think Champions League will affect them, but it would also European football also going to affect Brighton and Aston Villa, which means they can still finish above them. So I'm gonna go.
But you also have to consider the fact that Newcastle will be out during the group stages anyway. So
yeah, but they might drop out and go to the Europa League.
Oh yeah, that's true. You know,
you don't stay there. We didn't even think Newcastle will be where they are now. Next minute, they all getting through to semis and knockout quarters and that. And being a strong team. Listen, the Saudis
all right,
are
what we
here.
got, guys? What are we saying? So I've got me and Nat. I've got Spurs 6th and 7th. Anyone can go. What are you saying?
I'll go next.
This is the Saudi League Junior.
I will go in 6th place. I'm gonna go with Aston Villa. Yes, they have got Europa League. Yes, they will go for Europa League. But I feel like they've got a strong squad this year. I feel like Emery is gonna try and get the team playing.
They got Europa League or Conference League? They got Conference League.
They got Conference League. Sorry, yeah. So I feel like they will. Yeah. I think they've got a strong enough squad to deal with that at the moment. I know obviously West Ham didn't deal with it last year, but then the year that they did get Europa League, they dealt with it quite well and finished in Europe again. And I feel like Emery will finish in Europe again this year. I know we're not really doing Conference League places, but I feel like regardless, Villa will finish in European place. And I'm going to put them 6th. I'm going to say they'll finish. I think did they finish? Oh, they must have finished lower last year. So I think they'll get higher this year. I think the squad's better, and I think he'll do better. So I'm going to go Villa 6th. In 7th place, I'm going to go with Chelsea. I think Chelsea will nick 7th place, and I think that will be good for them. To be honest, back in Europe's. I was going to say elite, but back in European places. I think they've got to start again. I think if they get 7th, they have to take that. Start again. You finished bottom half last year. You're working your way back. You know, you should 8th should be the aim. Conference League football and work your way up. Personally, but if you nick a 7th, you take that. And I don't think they'll be as bad as they were last year. I think they'll get better.
You as bad as us last year.
Who? Arsenal?
Yeah, you was bad as us.
Bro, you finished in the bottom half of the table.
What?
You was just as bad as us. I don't understand. You was bad as us.
How did you tell me?
We may have won the same as you, if that's what you're getting at, but we were not as bad as you. You were awful. That's one of the worst performances I've seen.
You were just as bad. You were just as bad. 1-0. You led the whole thing. You led the whole thing and gave it away. Like, you just as bad. Your achievements just your bad was just good. Our bad was bad.
That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing. It's not embarrassing.
There was a point where I thought you could get dragged into a relegation battle. There was a point. You kept losing every single game.
You're right.
You hired 3 managers, and the 3rd manager that you hired was the worst out of all of them.
You're right. But at the end of the day, you're right. But at the end of the day, we look at the outcome. And your outcome is the same as our outcome. Nothing.
Nah, it's not. Because we're playing in Champions League. We're playing in Champions League this year.
That's fine. You're right. You're right. But once again, at the end of the season, it's going to be judged on what is the outcome. And are you going to win that Champions League?
No, but I'm saying you're going to improve. I'm saying you'll get European football. You should be like, yeah, that's cool. Take that, man.
Listen,
European football's good. You got to take that, surely.
I don't want that. I don't want that. I want to win.
Well, then you better win the FA Cup then, innit?
Listen, I don't care what we win. I want it won. Anything. That's what I care about.
I mean, apparently the League Cup draw 2nd round is due the next couple of weeks. So those that are not in Europe will enter that draw.
That's fine by me.
So good luck. Hopefully, I'll see you in the 3rd round.
That's fine by me.
I'll see you in the 3rd round.
As we win something, that's what matters to me. If we don't win nothing, it's a failure of a season. It's a failure of a season if you ain't won nothing.
All right, Jamal, since you're Jay, since you're so confident about Chelsea, when I ask you,
in all honesty,
not going to be there because, of course, you're here to win.
I have no idea of my top 6, 7. So this is just going to be a shot in the dark here. I'm going to say, wow, all this Newcastle and Aston Villa talk.
1 second. Wait, hold up. You say this every single year.
Oh, here we go.
I don't know. We're gonna be.
I don't know. No, but I don't.
None of us.
I don't know.
None of us.
But when I say I don't know, as in like now all this talks of if we're just doing top 4, calm, I can sort that. But now we're talking about 7 teams, 18. It's struggling.
Europa. Just think about Europa. 2 Europa League teams. 5 Champions League, 2 Europa. That's it.
I'm gonna say. I think, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to say Newcastle. I'm going to say Spurs 7th if Harry Kane leaves. Newcastle, I will say maybe Chelsea 5th, 6th or 5th. Wait, we're doing 7th and 6th, right?
Yeah. 6
and
7. Yeah.
6. So I'll do Spurs 7th, Chelsea 6th.
Wait, so after you shut down Ramsey for his prediction?
No, I had to because I had to.
So you agree with me then? Europa League?
No, I'm not talking about the Europa League part. I'm talking about the way how the trust that you're having and saying, Chelsea because you finished second and you won the same as us. I just had to just remind you that you were just as bad.
We wasn't. I'm not having that.
You
though.
were. You don't have to.
I'm not having that.
The trophy says it all, bro.
No, the trophy says that there was one team better than us this year. We were not as bad as you.
Well, guess what? You didn't win it. At the end of the day, that's what matters.
Finished in 12th place, 12th.
Yes,
second,
that is
bottom
bad.
half of the table. So
you were running away with the thing and didn't win it.
I agree, but
I'm saying
you're not gonna have. But
you've been passing this on to Spurs. All Spursy bottles. You guys have the more bottles. But you guys have the more bottles.
We finished with. Let me just clarify this. We finished with 84 points last year. You finished with 44. You finished 40 points below us. That's a whole. Certain man don't even get 40 points in the whole season and get relegated. Right. That's how bad you were below us.
That's fine.
You were a whole team that got relegated below us. That's how bad it is.
I understand
so you can't say we weren't as bad as you. We were not.
Didn't win anything. So therefore, the outcome is bad.
I agree.
It doesn't matter how you get there. You were, because at the end of the day, you play football to win trophies, and if you don't win trophies, you're measured by the trophies, and you won nothing. Chelsea won nothing.
I agree with that, but we were not as bad as you.
You're bad. You were a good bad. We were bad, but you're bad.
Chelsea were the worst team.
Oh my gosh, that's
fine.
That's fine. No one's. I'm not saying they weren't. Did you hear me say they weren't?
So everyone can't be on the same level. Palace were better than you.
Let them be. At the end of the day, they didn't. What did they win? What did they win? Yeah, and what does that mean? You finished on top. Where is the trophy? Where is the trophy?
They're better than Chelsea would.
I'm sick and tired. Like, where is the trophy? Big clubs.
Is he a Chelsea fan?
Big clubs.
Are
measured on what they win.
Yeah,
where they finish.
Listen, in the last 20 seasons, you've been better than us. I'm happy to admit, in the last 20 seasons, the majority of that you've been better than us. Last year you weren't. Last year you were nowhere near us at all.
You're right. You're right. Because we're on the same. Because we both finished with nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Right, let's move on. Kyle, 6th and 7th.
Well, I'm making this prediction based on a couple things. One of them being I'm taking into account I'm putting into my calculations Harry Kane leaving. I'm convinced that he's leaving. Obviously, when we revisit and we come and he ends up staying, I read something earlier today. Funny enough, said that if Harry Kane doesn't leave before the first game of the season, he's gonna stay. I don't know how true that is, because he said that it's out of respect to the team. Obviously, once he plays the first game, like it's kind of like just leaving the team as you've already started the season. They're kind of like out of respect. I don't know how true all of that is, but
Where did that story even come from? I saw that.
I expect him to leave Spurs. So that's one of my decision. Also, another one of my decisions is the lack of signings that I expected Chelsea to make. So this is the reason for my decision. So I'm gonna have Chelsea in 6th, and I'm gonna have Aston Villa in 7th.
Carl, I need to come back to that point about Chelsea because I forgot to mention this.
Okay.
I got stopped. Chelsea have had a horrendous summer so far for me.
Yeah.
Chelsea have had a stinker. They've sold Kovacic, Mount, and Havertz to Arsenal, Man United, and Man City. For me, makes them all in what one way, shape, or form stronger. Straight away, bam! You've just given 3 players to 3 of your Premier League rivals. All right, arguably last year you were nowhere near them, not even competition. You could arguably say that if you gave them to Crystal Palace, it would have been more part of the competition that you were in. However, you've given them 3 away. You've got rid of a lot of your squad, which is fair enough, and that needed to happen. And you've not the people that have come in. I'm going to be honest. I barely know them. I barely know who you lot have signed. I see every other day someone signed for Chelsea, and I don't know.
All right, let me say the names.
Listen. I'm not a scholar.
Hold on. Did we know Mahrez?
Hold on. I'm not saying I'm a scholar of every single. I'm not saying I'm a scholar of every single team. I'm not saying that. I don't know I don't watch every league. I admit that. However, I don't know, but like they're not even like some of these names. I'm thinking. I've had to Google to see if they even exist. Where are they from? Are they first team? Are they going on loan? Are they young? Are they old? Are they 25? Are they 18? But I mean, I'm just saying, and it's worrying for me. If I was Chelsea, I'd be like, rah, I'm a bit worried about that.
Listen, I'm with you, Ramsey. I'm with you. But I expect Chelsea to make some key signings before the windows close.
And so we can revisit that.
Why I've got them obviously higher than you do. Now it's like I expect Kane to leave, and I expect Chelsea to sign some better players.
Don't you guys be hoping, boy? It ain't happening.
Jackson.
This is as good as it gets.
Angelo and Moreira. Well, you're in for Caicedo. Obviously, Sanchez is supposed to be coming in, the goalkeeper. They might be doing a swap deal between Lukaku and Vlahovic. You've been in for Kudos. You've been in for Elise. Like, there's a lot of things in the pipeline. Now, if they don't come through, then
okay. So what's a big signing?
Yeah, got to rejig some stuff. But I expect that.
Name me a big signing.
I think if you do get Caicedo, yeah.
Okay, who else? Is he really though? What is he? How good is he? Is he better than Jackson? Who?
Kudu is a big signing, to be fair.
Yeah, but he was from last season. Ooh.
You lot don't deserve.
Sorry. Wait, what? Sorry, there's lag going on. Who do you say? Nkuku?
Yeah, sorry. He's from last season.
Isn't that who you said? Didn't you say Nkuku?
No,
yeah.
You signed Nkuku already.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you said Nkuku.
All right, let me go, because there's a bit of delay. You signed Nkuku already.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
You're in for Mohamed Kudos.
Okay, yes.
From Ajax. Caicedo and
We're in for everyone. Let's just leave it as that. We'll see what happens
between them. So yeah, so we'll see. As I said, we could do big things. Don't sleep on Chelsea, guys. Jackson looks proper as well. I've heard some good things about Jackson. I haven't really watched him, so
But listen, Chelsea have also completed.
So Randy, are you not expecting them to make signings?
Sorry, I think they might make signings, but I mean, they've completed the medical for Axel Diassi. They've confirmed Leslie Ugo Chukwu as well from Rennes on a 27 mil euro deal. So they've got players coming in that I've never heard of. I might expect them to make big deals. Maybe, but at the moment it's not looking good. Like, it's not like those signings over the line. Now. If Caicedo was done by, this time last week or whatever, ready for the season, I'll be like, okay, cool, this starting to make things come in. There's obviously some sort of hoo-ha with the money because Chelsea don't want to pay the money. Fair enough. But then, like, I mean, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. You spent 100 mil on a DM last year, so you spend another 800 mil on another DM this year is a bit wild. But that is what it is. I don't know. I think maybe on the 31st of August we'll see I don't know what Chelsea will see, but I'll revisit the predictions then when they come in. But as of now, yeah, it's not looking good for me.
What makes Vlahovic any bigger than Jackson? They're both. What has Vlahovic done to be a big signing? He hasn't done anything in the last year. So what makes him any bigger than Jackson?
Vlahovic has got a better history of goals and he's more proven at the top level, even though it's not been clinical. It's not been like clinical, but he's had more than Jackson has. So he's a bit more of a marquee sign. And I think if you signed him, he would probably be your main striker going into the season with the option of having Jackson and Nkunku around him as well.
To be fair, as long as Sterling don't start,
Joe D says Chelsea have looked decent during pre-season, to be fair, which I agree, they have looked decent as well. So, yeah, new manager. You have to come. Pochettino's a good manager, and he's going to be there. Solo says Enzo was never a DM in my opinion. Even at the World Cup, he played as an 8. Listen, Chelsea are going to have a £200 million pivot, which is an absolute disgrace of football. But what can you say? That's just Todd Bowley thing.
we probably need him. We probably need him back.
Podcast. It's needed. It's needed. Big up Todd B.
Probably wish he's back. I wish he was here. Caicedo would have been finished before the season started.
All this. Abdi says Jackson would be who Man United fans thought Martial would be, and more. Tommy. All right, so Spurs, Newcastle, Chelsea, Villa are
kudos and everyone
around that 6th and 7th place. All right, let's move up. Champions League position. So let's say 3rd to 5th, because maybe we don't think there's going to be a title race, but I'm assuming the person you think is going to finish 2nd is going to be in the title race. So let's leave that for once and we'll just debate that. Obviously, it'll be a bit obvious once we say who 3rd to 5th is. But, let's just do that first. As I said, I know Neeks ain't talking about big money signings. You have a £200 million worth of right wingers and can't even get 10 goals between them. You finished 12th, mate.
This guy is going on about 200 million disgrace, and this guy's got disgrace over there on the right himself, man.
He ain't wrong.
Excuse me.
No.
Excuse me. We won a trophy last year.
No, but he didn't talk about trophies. He talked about goals.
Well, clearly you scored enough goals to win the trophies. What do you want me to do? You want more goals? God, okay, fine. We'll give you some more goals this year. You are damn greedy, man. Never satisfied.
Anyway, I got my 3rd to 5th. If you want me to take the reins, I got my 3rd to 5th.
Oh, go on, Carl. Go on.
All right. So again, there's a bit of nuances with my selection because obviously this is the first time we've done our predictions so early, because some people decide to leave the country when they're not supposed to. Well, got Neeks Sports.
Anyway, anytime there's a way to tyrant, there's a tyrant.
One second. Before we go there, I've actually searched back. And last year we did on the 2nd of August. Because the season started earlier.
Yeah.
Because of the World Cup.
Because it's exactly.
So
but the season starting is later now, so I don't know where you're going with this.
I go by the dates of the calendar. I go by the dates of the calendar.
Okay. Well, anyway, yes. So
tyrant.
Now I'm expecting. I'm kind of half expecting Man United to get their striker. I'm not entirely convinced. So I've kind of pegged Man United back a little bit.
Sorry, 1 second. Wait.
Wait, what's going on?
You're not convinced we're gonna get a striker, or you're not convinced about the striker?
No, I'm not convinced that you're gonna get the striker. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Unless it already has.
We're 100% getting the striker.
He's just done his medical.
He's done his medical. He's gonna be announced on Saturday. So assume that we've got him.
Okay.
Wait, which striker is this?
Beats Holland.
Yeah, from Atalanta.
Haaland or something like that. Haaland.
Holland.
No.
Something like that.
Wait, why is Neeks saying no? I'm baffed. What's?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Why are you saying no?
Something with Haaland. Try compare because they're white white Europeans.
Just saying.
With the H in their name. Just allow me.
Haaland, okay.
Sorry, Cal. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but I have to interrupt you now because we're seeing all these comparisons already. They're going to go Haaland scored. What's that going to? You might as well compare Lukaku and Osimhen. Why? For what reason?
Wait, hold on. It's you that's bringing this up. No one said this.
One's Danish.
No one said this.
No, bring it up.
Man just said stop. Man just giving it.
Haaland. He knows.
No, I'm just saying his name is like Haaland or something like that. That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't mean it's Haaland.
I'm just saying I expect Haaland to do Haaland things. That's what I'm saying.
And then Nat said the B-Tech Haaland. What? That means anyone can be the B-Tech. Anyone's going to throw any white striker in the league is now the B-Tech Haaland. Like, what are we doing there?
I'm crying.
Sorry, Cal.
I'm screaming. Yeah. All right. So, So, Man United got their striker. Cool. And you also got Mason Mount, and you got new goalkeeper in Onana, and re-signed Johnny Evans.
MG11.
It's a tough one. And I said I tell you why it's a tough one. It's a tough one because I do generally think that Newcastle and Man United teams, player for player, they're pretty similar even. I think they're around the same level. I think the difference will be the experience and the levels of the managers. I think I do think that there's a managerial difference, obviously in the favor of Erik ten Hag. But Man United have better squad depth, I believe. I think their squad depth is better. They have better players in depth, and that will do them a favor when it comes to rotating and juggling Champions League football or Europa League football. If any of them get third place in the Champions League group and have to get knocked down to Europa League, wherever it may be, I think it will do them a favor in terms of juggling their squad for the season and also managing injuries. I do think that even if you get a striker, or get the striker that you want, if he ever does get injured, I think that's the only position that you might worry and struggle in, is because you don't like Anthony Martial's not it.
Anthony Martial.
And we finally agreeing that. Golly, took you long enough.
Whoa! I didn't say it. He's there. He's a good backup.
fourth and fifth is like it's between Newcastle and Man United for me. I had Man United fifth because I weren't convinced they're going to get the striker. But you said they're going to get the striker, so I'm going to give them fourth, and I'm going to put Newcastle fifth, and I think Arsenal will finish third. I think the things with Arsenal is that they've managed to keep their players. They're obviously apart from Xhaka, but the bulk of their squad, the bulk of their players, their main players, they've managed to keep them, and they've made some good signings. They've signed Timber, they've signed Kai Havertz, and so on and so forth, and Declan Rice. So they've made some good signings. They're making strides forwards in terms of strengthening their squad depth, because you need to strengthen your squad depth. Last season they weren't in European football, so they kind of threw away the other cup competitions, and so oh yeah, they were in Europa League. But now they're at a stage where they have to play more seriously and take competition more seriously. The fans are expecting a lot more. Fans are coming into this season talking about they can win, 1 or 2 trophies. I'm hearing Arsenal fans' expectations, and I've heard this from at least 6 or 7 different Arsenal fans, both friends and family members, right? Saying that, our expectation is minimum quarter-final in the Champions League, want to see this as a semi-final. So their expectation
100%.
isn't small. Yeah, their expectation isn't small. So Arsenal have to go and they have to play for it, and they have to play for everything. And I think it's gonna hamper them in the league. Jesus is already looking like he might have a problem with his knee, because it was a knee injury that he got at the World Cup. He's missing the start of the season due to a knee injury. I don't know if it's the same knee that he had the
same
injury.
one.
Same knee. So it looks like he might have a problem with his knee. So he might be phases in and out throughout the season. And I think if that's the case, it could be problematic for Arsenal. And I think that they won't be as good as they were last season. They'll be good in terms of
in that room.
But in terms of the duration for the whole season in the league, I don't think they will be as competitive as they were last season. So I think I'm going to put them in third place.
Listen, it's tough.
Oh yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, it's tough. Because it's obviously a lot. There's nearly a month left to go the transfer window. Arsenal waiting for Kudus as well, for example. We know that they're in for David Raya. That's probably the most likely. I don't see any other there might be some few sales. I don't see any other potential transfers outside of that. But I will go for my third to fifth. So fifth, I'll put Chelsea. I think Pochettino could get them back in the Champions League. No European football could help get his coaching, down to a T. I think they could get back. Listen, Chelsea are a bad side, but Pochettino's a good manager. They've got some good, talented young players, and I think they're going to make some signings between now and the end of the summer. If they don't get Caicedo, for example, and Kane stays at Spurs, then I might have to swap those two. I might have to put Kane. I mean Spurs fifth and Chelsea
gonna have to put
I'm
Kane.
assuming that Kane. So yeah, Chelsea fifth. Man United will finish the top 4, so that's not even a question for me. I'm not even considering anything outside of that. My issue with us is that I think everyone we've bought, other than Onana, is a question mark. Not a question mark in terms of whether they'll ever be good players or whatever. It's about whether they're going to deliver next season. I expect Onana to come in and deliver straight away. Keepers make mistakes, and maybe he's going to have a bit of an adaptation, but I expect him to, he's going to come in and lift the team to a certain level because of his quality and his experience. Højlund from Denmark, with no relation to Erling or Alfie, is 20 years old. And I don't know, he scored less than 10 league goals last season. I have no expectations. I literally, what can I expect other than, we bought someone for 70 million and he's a striker for Man United? What have we bought for 70 million? We bought talent. There's nothing else that I can. He hasn't scored more than 10 goals in a top league. How can I expect him to score more than 10 goals in a top league in a new country, in a new team? Like, it's. I think
but
he's
if
going
Chelsea
to
spent that 70, you'd be like, that's a travesty and a disgrace.
I'm not saying the expectation of Manchester United. The expectation of Man United and my prediction of Man United, two different things. I said that at the end of last season, at least, and I said that a few times. Manchester United Football Club should be challenging for the major trophies every single year. Whether I predict that this season Man United is going to do it or not is based on the realities of the situation. The reality is we bought a 20-year-old striker who scored 9 league goals in Syria. Like, that's what we're banking on challenging major trophies on. It's a big if. It can happen. Maybe he comes in and scores 3 in his first 3, and we're off to a flyer. We rock up at the Emirates and paint it devil red. Like, we don't know, but I have to be realistic. I don't know what we're getting. It's a big if. Mason Mount was terrible last season. Like, the whole of the Chelsea side. I don't know what Mason Mount we're going to be getting this year. Sophie and Amrabat.
A good one. Might be happy.
Is he coming? Maybe you're right. Maybe we do get a good Mason Mount. But there's a lot of ifs in my head. Sophie and Amrabat. I don't know if we're going to get him. If we do get him, I think he does improve us. I think he's one of the ones where I'll say, all right, he's a definite upgrade because
Mbappe?
Well, for one, it's Fred and McTominay, who's not going to be playing or hopefully sold. So I think he'd be a definite upgrade. But
you loan Mbappe for a year and then give him to Real Madrid?
If we get Mbappe, I'm predicting us to win it all. I said it. But we're not going to get Mbappe. You don't loan Mbappe for a year and promising Real Madrid if you're not expecting to win it all. What's the point? It's throwing money down the drain. You have to win it all at that point. It's a 1-year deal. But so I think we get top 4. Even if we didn't get a striker, I'll still back us to get top 4. I think we're better than Chelsea. We're better than Newcastle. As a base, better than Spurs as a base. It's about how close can we get to Arsenal and Manchester City. Liverpool, I expect Liverpool to be challenged or to do much better than they did last year, but I don't know what Liverpool are going to get. I can't. Obviously, Liverpool got the history of challenging.
Don't worry, I'll tell you.
But can I be? No, we'll get to you. But can I be sure that can I comfortably say Liverpool are better than Man United next season? I don't know. Klopp is better than Ten Hag, yeah, but Liverpool got a whole new midfield. Salah's the only one up front who has delivered consistently time after time. Gakpo may have a great year. Nunes may have a great year. Diaz may come back and be as good as he was. Now? But it's all ifs and buts. McAllister. Potentially Lavia. I haven't sealed it yet. But
yeah, Thiago, Bajeti, Elliot,
there's a lot of ifs and buts when it comes to. Well,
golly, it's gonna be a myth.
Trash. But I'm gonna put Man United definitely in top 4. Chelsea 5th. I'm gonna put Liverpool 4th, and I'm gonna do that not out of respect for what we did last year and the improvements I think we're gonna make this year. I'm not gonna put Liverpool above us. They might finish above us. They might, but they were terrible last year, other than the last 9 games. And even the last 9 games, even though they won like 8 in a row, whatever it wasn't as great as everyone. When you actually watch those games, they were a bit shaky. They were a bit rocky. It wasn't like, oh, Liverpool back to their best in those 9 games. They weren't. I watched those games, and they could easily have drawn a few of those games. Easily.
Weren't one of those Liverpool games when we beat you 7-0? Or am I bugging?
Probably. But you should have been 3-0 down at half time. Like, you weren't the Liverpool of great. The point I'm making, Nathaniel, is that your last 9 games was not a title-winning Liverpool side. It was a run that you did because you have got, greatness within your side, within your club in terms of the manager, etc. But is that Liverpool? Can I say, based on the last 9 games and Trent in midfield, Liverpool are now going to get 99 points next year? No, they're not. It's just not just how it was. I don't think that's going to happen. There's a lot of changes that have happened over the summer. So, out of respect for Man United and Ten Hag, I'm not going to put Liverpool finishing above us, unless I'm expecting to win the league, which I'm not, clearly. So, Liverpool 4th, and I'm going to put Man United 3rd. For me, as a Man United fan, last year we finished on 76 points. My expectation for us next year is 80 plus points. We have to get over 80 points. If we're sitting in the mid 70s again and all that, for me, you're stalled. You're underachieved because you've improved the squad. You spent 150 million, maybe 200 million by the time everything's done, and you're in the same position that you were last year, and it wasn't a great position. Decent, okay, but it was a great position. 76 points. My expectation for them to break the 80-point barrier. Depending on how much we break that barrier by, will determine whether or not we're in a title race at any point of the season. But for me, breaking the 80-point barrier is key, and we'll get onto the other trophies later. But yeah, so I got Chelsea 5th, based on the fact that I think they're going to make some signings, Liverpool 4th, and Manchester United 3rd. Oh, sorry. Before the next person goes, anyone can go. Fabrizio Romano said, Arsenal submitted an opening bid for David Raya to Brentford tonight. The proposal is worth 20 million fixed fee plus 3 million add-ons. Raya told Brentford that he wants the move as personal terms are already agreed. Yeah, so we'll see. Okay. We'll see what happens. I think it might be closer to 30 million by the time it's all done. It hasn't been accepted, but we'll see. Maybe he's got 1 year left. Maybe Brentford are just happy to move him on for some money. Anyone can go next.
I'll go next. Yeah, I agree. I think maybe 30 million it'll get done for maybe in the end. Brentford want 40. They told Spurs they want 40, so yeah, maybe 30. Which is about the same price I think we got Ramsdale for roughly. Right, so let's 3 to 5. So obviously I've got Aston Villa and Chelsea. In 5th place, I'm gonna go with Newcastle. I don't know. This is the one I'm really not sure about. And in fact, Aston Villa, Newcastle, and Chelsea could even I think because in my head, I kind of forgot there was 5 places. So in my head, I was kind of working out the top 4 and who finishes below. And for me, there's going to be those in the top 4, and then like Newcastle, Villa, and Chelsea. So now I realize that there's actually a place for Champions League. I think it could be a battle between them, maybe more even Villa and Newcastle, because I think Chelsea would get Europa regardless. But I think they've strengthened the summer. I think not to be underestimated. Tonali is a very good player. Harvey Barnes, we know what he can do. The thing is with Sepp Max is a good player, but I don't think Eddie Howe could control what he does. I don't even know if Sepp Max could control what he does. He's just a bit unpredictable. So in the end, they weren't even playing him last year. They put in Isak out wide towards the end. Even Anthony Gordon, obviously they bought in January. So I think the plan was obviously to phase him out and to have someone a bit more of Eddie Howe style. And I think Harvey Barnes fits Eddie Howe style of play. Like Harvey Barnes like an Eddie Howe signing. If like him and Gordon are sort of them sort of young English, or he's kind of young.
Maybe he wants to make Harvey Barnes into the Ryan Fraser, Callum Wilson partnership he had at Bournemouth.
Yeah, well, I think he's still got Ryan Fraser at the club at Newcastle. Right? They've had a massive falling out. I think so he's dropped him. Yeah, so I think those 2 signings were kind of good, and it looks like they're going to sign Livramento from Southampton, so a bit more of a backup to Trippier because he's a right back, so he's a very good player as well. So like 3 good signings, and I wouldn't be surprised for them to get 1 or 2 more, just because Saudi money run long, as we know, this summer. So yeah, I think Newcastle will be even stronger, and I know they're playing in the Champions League, so it's going to be tough, and I don't even know how they will be able to handle it. I don't know, but I guess you've got to play your first team week in, week out with Champions League, really. So it'll be interesting to see what they get. And so I don't know if they'll finish top 5 yet. Maybe come August, it might change. But I think they've got Champions League last year, just about. They're stronger this year, and I think they're stronger than Chelsea as a team. I think they're stronger than Villa, and Spurs as well, personally. So like I just think I think they could get it. So if I go down to the top 4, and obviously 3 to 4 we're doing now, I'm not convinced with Liverpool's transfer markets yet. The reason I'm not convinced is because Keita and Oxlade and Milner, we knew they were going at the end of the season last year. We kind of knew they were going. So we knew they needed to refresh. So obviously they brought McAllister in early. Good deal, I think. Not necessarily a great deal. I don't know how good he really is. I know he won the World Cup, so it made him give him that little bit of a glow.
I'm so happy that I'm not the only one who thinks this.
I'm not sure.
A lot of people are gassing it up.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
gassing who up? Sorry,
McAllister.
Liverpool.
He's
good.
Yeah.
Is he that good? Like, we're talking Liverpool Premier League, Champions League winners.
If it was either of your clubs, and you guys signed McAllister, you would have shut me up from saying all of this nonsense that you lot are speaking.
So Nat, he's a great player.
Listen, if it was the other way round.
No, forget about the other way around. It's this way round. It's this way round. Is he a great player?
He's a good player. That's why we bought him.
He's all right.
He's all right. He's all right.
Like
last year. Even last year, I watched him towards the end, and I he scored 4 penalties.
Yeah, penalties.
Which you won't be on penalties this year because Salah's there. So he won't be on, and I think Szoboszlai has actually got a better record than him. So I don't know if I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying he's bad at all, but I heard sign into the season because you got him for 35 mil or whatever. I'm like, 35 mil is probably all right. Like, that's probably like, okay, in this market, 35 mil. It's like, if you pay 60 mil for him, I'll be like, wow, 60 mil for him. Like, he had a good year at Brighton. Like before the World Cup, before this year, I wouldn't even have said 35 mil. 35 mil for him. But he had a good year, so 35. He won the World Cup. He's part of the squad. He played in the final. He did well, and he did well in that squad. He didn't look out of place in that Argentina squad, and I think is a good thing for him. But I'm
from the season before last season, he was bubbling. You could see the potential. Last season, he came through.
Bubbling.
Please, allow me, bro. Allow me, man. Now you're doing that. Now you're doing it the other way around. You're overhyping him now.
I'm not overhyping.
No, you didn't know him last year. You didn't know him. You didn't know him.
I did.
Oh, come on. He was just a regular Premier League player.
Football, I'm not one of them people that go on the BBC app and say, "Oh, let me watch Match of the Day."
Nah, I will give you this season. I'm giving you this season. I'm saying he had a good season. I'm giving that to you now. I'm saying good season. Bank that. Like, got that in the bank.
Yeah.
Now he's got to move to Liverpool. Let's see. I don't know. I might be wrong. He might prove me wrong. He might get Player of the Year. I don't know. He might be wrong. I don't know. But I'm saying anyway. The point I was saying is I don't know. And anyway, as I said, so Keita, Ox, and Milner, we knew we're leaving. McAllister got in early, got the deal done, release clause, whatever. And then Saudi started playing with your minds a bit, I think. Klopp went into this pre-season not wanting to sell Henderson and Fabinho, in my opinion. I did not think he wanted them to go. But Saudi waived the money, and Henderson, Mr. Jordan Henderson, Mr. LGBTQ plus man, is now in Saudi. And when money talks, isn't it? When money talks, and he's gone. And then Fabinho was gone as well. And all of a sudden, Klopp's now lost 5 central midfielders that I don't think he expected to leave. So 5 of them have now gone. and you brought in Szoboszlai, which I think is a good player from what I've seen. Not too much, but of what I've seen, but I think he's a good player. And potentially you're going to get Lavia. Now, we were looking at Lavia at the start of the window as a potential backup to our midfield. So it would have been like a backup to Declan Rice. You say Liverpool look like they're going to sign him and put him straight in as their DM. And I just don't know if a whole new midfield of Lavia, Szoboszlai, and McAllister, again with the other midfielders you got, Thiago and Jones, if Thiago can stay fit. I just don't know if that is now the rebuild, the midfield rebuild. Like last year when we were talking about Bellingham and stuff, I was thinking, right, okay, their midfield might get a big rebuild. Now it's McAllister and Szoboszlai and Lavia, and I'm like, is this rebuild really rebuilding? Like you lot had a midfield that were winning Champions League, won a Champions League, and were challenging for the league. Does this midfield scream winning the league? Right now, I don't think so. Right now, personally, I don't see it. So, you might even break even. You weren't far from the Champions League last year, and with an extra place this year, I think you will probably make it. But I don't see like Liverpool.
Their attack looks lively.
Yeah, attack looks lively. I'm surprised you haven't bought a defender in yet, because I thought defense was a part of your weakness last year, and I'm surprised
it's still looking ropey.
Yeah, conceded a lot in pre-season, and part of that is due to the fact that you're changing the midfield as well. So there's going to be a lot. I know Trent's going to be doing the inverted thing, so we'll see what happens there. Now I'll let you go. Just let me finish my bit. I'll let you go.
Take my points.
I'll let you go. My last place. So, and in third place.
Wait. So you got Liverpool fourth.
Liverpool fourth. And then in third place, I'm gonna go for Man United. And with Man United, I think they might have dropped the ball as well this summer. Because for me, Harry Kane challenges that league title. If not, can nick it. And if Man United sign Harry Kane along with the other pieces of the puzzle that they had this year of Onana and Mount or let's just say you didn't buy Erling Haaland or whatever his name. Let's say you didn't buy him and you got Kane instead. For me, that is a Premier League that's ready to challenge the title. That squad, that especially that first 11, is ready to challenge for a title. And I would see them as a title challenging team. Without Kane now, I'm not sure it is necessarily a team that I think is going to necessarily challenge at the top end for the title. They may even give Arsenal a run for second place. But I don't see them now challenging for the title. If they, as I said, but I know you're looking for the future, and I know you want to get that sort of done, like the long-term aim of Haaland. But Harry Kane in his last year, like I would have taken him. I know he would never come to Arsenal, but
the thing is, we wanted Kane. We went in early for Kane at the beginning of the window. Levy obviously gave us an unrealistic price, and we just said, well, we're not going to waste all summer like we did with De Jong last year. That's literally what happened. So we didn't get Kane. So we did not get Kane for the want of trying or at least inquiring, but we couldn't hang our summer on Kane, because then there's an option that you can do is like, all right, we're going to hold out. Wait till if Bayern agree a deal with them, let's say £85 million, for argument's sake, then you say, all right, Levy, here's £95 million. If Levy still says no, then you go into the summer, so you go to the season with no striker, and not even so now you're really screwed. And Levy's the reason we don't have Kane, not Man United, not tonight, unless you're gonna say 120 million. I don't know exactly what we're quoting.
For me, I know there's no easy way of doing it, but for me, had United been taken over this year, I think you get Kane. Had United had the Qatari money in, I think you would have just put the money down for Kane, slapped it down, and said, "There you go, we'll take him."
Probably.
I think so, and I think there's a part that plays a part in the reason why I think the Glazers wouldn't have done it, but I think Qatari will, and I think that not getting that deal done, Qatari deal done, yeah, may have played a part.
No, yet. It ain't happening. Glazers in forever.
Or yeah, I mean, and obviously you don't have any control of it. Is what it is. If they don't sell, they don't sell. But yeah, I feel like that could have happened. It could have been realistic this year if you had the money.
I'm actually hoping Kane stays, and we can nab him next year on a free. That's what I'm dying for, man.
Listen, it'll be mad. Like if Kane stays past August 31st or whatever the transfer deadline is, January is going to be a mad thing because he can avail. I think he can speak to anyone basically.
No, I think he can speak to foreign clubs in
January. If he leaves on a free, Real Madrid will get Mbappe and Kane on a free, man. He'll get them both. Mbappe, Vinny, Kane. That'll be the.
Sorry, say that again.
I said if Kane doesn't go Bayern Munich and he leaves on a free because he's in his last year, Mbappe, they will get Mbappe. So like say PSG can't sell Mbappe and they loan him for the year because he's gonna leave on a free. They will get next season Mbappe and Kane on a free. And
you have to remember with Kane, there's more. He loves this country and he wants to be the number one in his country. So if he can get a move to a Premier League team that is challenging for the league, I think he'll go.
I genuinely believe if Man United and Bayern Munich both had an offer accepted, he picks Man United because of the Premier League factor. 100%. I'm for me, it's not even a doubt in my head, and I think we probably get him over Real Madrid as well because of that Premier League factor. But if we're gonna get him next year, we have to have a good year this year. We have to look like you add Kane to this team and you win. If we're just struggling for fourth again and all that, then he's gonna have two. He's gonna think, well, maybe let me just go Real Madrid and done. So yeah.
And I know what you're saying about the foreign clubs. Talking to foreign clubs in January, but I still feel like the work behind the scenes can be done.
100%.
Like those
that can be done for September the 1st. September the 1st, he's gonna be on the phone to his brother. Like, what are you
saying? So. Yeah, that's how I'm getting Man United. Man United third. Yeah.
Nat, you've been itching. Go on.
So we're doing 5th to 3rd, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, who plays in the Premier League again?
What, Liverpool 5th?
Nah, man.
That's what you finished last year. Just cement that position, steady,
and that's now a Champions League place. I'll stay exactly where I am and play Champions League football next year.
Nah. I'm gonna put Javern's boys there. Chelsea in 5th. I think they have no Europe this year, innit?
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know why, but I feel like you see how we're saying, they signed this player, that player, and we don't know who he is and who that person is. Who's this? Who's that? Like, can their striker even score 10? It reminds me of when like a certain German guy called Klopp bought a whole bunch of players that nobody knew about really, and then boom, they all banged and like we challenged for the league and then eventually won it. I feel like Poch is in this Klopp era where he's trying out, getting a bunch of guys that aren't really that known but they're actually good at playing ball and trying to go for it. So for some reason,
I'm banking.
I'm banking on what he did with Spurs.
You think Poch had to say? Oh, that's interesting.
I try a thing,
I'm banking on what he did with Spurs with us.
Listen, I honestly can't think of another reason why to put Chelsea 5th, because like really and truly I should have put Newcastle there, but I can't go back.
Nat, don't forget they still got Lukaku, So you can't drop them lower.
Hey, Big Ron. You know what? That's a valid reason to. Can you put that through, please? Can you switch Newcastle and Chelsea? I want to put Newcastle.
Won't be playing.
Chelsea 7th because they got Lukaku on the books.
Oh my gosh!
All right, he could change that. He could change that. The 31st, he could change that.
I'll change it now. If he wants it now, I can choose.
Yeah, man, that's a valid reason to make a change. You just thank you for reminding me of that factor because I couldn't think of a reason. All right, cool. Now I've got what I wanted.
I mean, Nat, you didn't need that valid reason. You could have changed that. We're in the middle of the prediction. You could have changed it at any point.
Listen. your reign of tyranny is very, very harsh, bro. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
No, you don't even know what 1 minute is one rule, 10 minutes later it's another. You just don't know.
Once this closed here.
Bro, last season you were dropping clip after things that I said. that I said. So yeah, who did I put fifth? Newcastle. Fourth, who's left? Fourth, United. Third is between us and Arsenal. Wait, funny how two teams without DMs actually play. As you can see, Chelsea seems to have a solid defense, but we're a keeper. Our defense with a solid. Yeah,
it's true.
So yeah, nah. It's cut me off again. Hello.
This guy's connection, man.
Yeah. I was saying for third for me, it's between Liverpool and Arsenal. I think. So I'm gonna put Arsenal in my third place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, over to you.
Yeah, that's my top. It's whatever position.
So I'm gonna say it's gonna be business as usual. I'm gonna say United third, fourth Liverpool, fifth Newcastle. Wait, where did I say Newcastle down below? I can't remember.
You said Chelsea 6th, Spurs.
And Spurs. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. So Newcastle 5th, Chelsea 6th, Spurs 7th.
All right. Cool.
So you'll say United 3rd. Yeah.
All right. Let's move away from the Premier League for a second. League Cup.
Seriously.
League Cup predictions.
Oh, Jesus. This tyranny knows no bounds.
What? we started looking at each other. We started looking at each other. The Premier League starts. The League Cup's the first trophy. What are we saying?
Arsenal are going to win it.
Arsenal. When's the last time Arsenal won the League Cup?
93, something like that.
They'll win it.
Before Wenger, anyway.
They will have a decent
League Cup.
And it will carry in the League Cup and they'll win it, man. I honestly don't care about the League Cup, so just put Arsenal for me for now.
Everything matters. All the points add up. I'm gonna go Chelsea.
I was literally just gonna throw that out there and be like, we need to win something, and that's the something we're gonna win. League Cup, and just hope.
Neeks, we saying not throwing Tottenham a trophy this year, no?
You know, they ain't got manager for that kind of thing.
Ramon, this is the most.
Every year, Neeks just throws Tottenham something.
But you know, this is the 1 year that
I'm telling you, this is the 1 year Tottenham are winning absolutely jack shit. I promise you. On my everything, they're winning nothing. This is the one time we can sit down and say, like, I know they win nothing anyway, but we can actually not think and be like, let me throw Spurs a bone. No bone is being given. They are winning nothing, absolutely nothing. Probably just as much as Chelsea this year, nothing. But they are winning nothing.
Needs, please clip this.
Newcastle have a better chance. Spurs not winning anything.
Just in case they win something, we play it. And if they don't win something,
Pain is gone. Don't worry,
that. It's all clips.
They win nothing.
They
win nothing. I don't care. This is the most off the fence I've ever been. Tottenham are winning nothing. I'm sick and tired of them being called a big club. They're winning nothing.
League Cup, Kyle Ramsey.
I'm gonna go Spurs. No, I'm joking. I think I will give it to let me give it to Liverpool this year. It needs something to build with. I think, start strong. You win a League Cup, finish 5th or 4th. It's a great season.
If we win the league, we're going for the FA Cup again, you know.
Kyle.
Both or nothing.
I was thinking between Chelsea and Man City, mainly because of their squad depth. Like Chelsea just got a lot of players available to them. Like you can, and not only that, the fact that they finished 12th last year, they've got no European football, so it's like it's not like they're gonna play a cup game, then a league game, then European game, cup game, league game, so on and so forth. It literally just play every Saturday and the occasional Tuesday or Wednesday cup game. So they're gonna have things very easy. So their chances of being able to, their ability to play strong squads week in, week out and win a trophy is high. However, their manager is just a loser.
He won the Ligue 1 and he won.
I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it. He is a loser. But for him, I think I would have gone for Chelsea. So I'm going to give it to Man City. However, I will give it back to Chelsea if... No, hear me. If they get Caicedo and another 1 or 2 players and Man City lose Bernardo Silva, I will give it back. I will put it back in their favour of Chelsea, but I think for now I'm going to give it to Man City. Man City are hanging on to their players, and I'm not sure if they're leaving. Like,
well, Gundogan's gone, Mahrez is gone.
Yeah, them two, but there was a couple more that I was expecting to leave.
Haaland joined Man United.
Yeah, that's fine. But I was expecting Cancelo to leave, Kyle Walker to leave, and Bernardo Silva to leave. All 3 which are still there. So, and obviously they've got, well, not yet, but it's about to be done. They've got Vardio, and I thought Vardio was coming in because they were losing a couple of defenders, maybe even Laporte. Laporte's still there, Walker's still there, Cancelo's still there. So, like, if they hang on to all them players, and obviously they got Kovacic and they got Vardio, man, that squad's so big. I can't but not give them a cup because
let the record
they got the capacity to rotate.
Let the record show that we've done 2 predictions so far, and Kyle's picked the favourite. So just wait. Let me cook. Let me land. Hold up. Let me cook, man. And we're gonna do the Premier League.
That's why he wins all the time.
Let him cook.
No doubt, Kyle's gonna have Man City win the Premier League. So that leaves
because he's been right, hasn't he?
Well, he's been wrong as well, and because he had a quadruple last year. And no doubt when we do the Champions League and the FA Cup, Man City gonna have the same squad depth that they had in the League Cup and the Premier League. Gonna have to win that as well. So
that's what
I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying let the record show that Kyle, Mr. Favorite, is picking all the favorites.
Neeks.
Yes.
I'm changing my prediction.
It's a Man City.
Nah. We got to win something this year, innit? So we got a bag something this year. When we start doing the maths, we're doing the maths, figure out what can we win this year. Damn. This might be it.
It has to be
this
the FA Cup.
Nah, I'm putting it down. Arsenal win the League Cup. Arsenal winning the League Cup this year. We're doing it. Squad depth. You talk about squad depth. You've seen our goalkeeper about to buy for. We see a goalkeeper about to buy for 25 mil for to play in the League Cup. We're ready for this League Cup now. We're ready for it. First time in 20 years.
I was tempted to put Arsenal League Cup, but I feel like you're gonna go like all out in the Premier League and Champions League, and which means I think you're gonna be like playing rotational squads in the League Cup. That's the only reason I didn't put Arsenal. Arteta seems.
Don't watch our rotational. Don't watch that rotational. Rotational's decent now. We got Partey, we got Raya. Don't worry about our rotation. Our rotation's good is decent.
Arteta has the full backing of the board that I don't think he needs to win a trophy to keep his job.
No.
And to be fair, most clubs probably don't need to win a trophy, managers. But top 4, challenge for the league, get deep in the Champions League. Even if fans are gonna be like, "Oh, you need a trophy," the board ain't gonna move him on. So That's fine. You can predict that. FA Cup. I'm going Manchester United. We need to win a trophy. Like, we need to win a trophy. There's only a finite number of trophies available. And if Man City are winning Community Shield and Chelsea winning the League Cup.
I thought you was going in the order the trophies are awarded in. Premier League is next.
Oh, was I? I thought I was going order of prestige.
No. Isn't the FA Cup final before the end of the Premier League season now? Or is it afterwards?
No.
I don't know.
And at the rate
it changes, anyway,
the league probably done come February anyway.
I'm going Man United. I think obviously we came close last year. And I see no reason why we can't do a little, top 3 finish and the FA Cup. Obviously we're going to be in the Champions League, which we're not going to win. We're not going to play those extra games that we'd have to do in the Europa League because that little playoff round and all them kind of things there. Maybe we get knocked out of the League Cup earlier. Like we had a big fixture pile up, especially with the World Cup around. Basically, from the transfer window closed in January, and Eriksen got injured, and bloody Weghorst came in, Ronaldo left. Like it was just 3 games a week since the World Cup to the end of the season, and we didn't have the squad to really for us to get to FA Cup final, League Cup final, and obviously played all 38 Premier League games as you do. It was a lot. It was a lot, but I think we'll have a better squad able to manage those things this year. So yeah, I'm going. And it's not like we rested up in the Europa League. We played our best team. So yeah, I'm gonna go Man United FA Cup.
I'm gonna go with Manchester City. I think they'll win a double this year.
Again?
Yeah, I think they'll win a double. I mean, I'm as sad as you, but I can't see them just winning one trophy this year, and I feel like they'll win. I feel like they'll win another one. It may be the League Cup and the Premier League, it may be the FA Cup and the Premier League, but I'm gonna throw it out as FA Cup and Premier League this year.
You told me 4-peat quad. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know, but I would love to, but nah. I think they'll take it. I think they'll take a double. Oh yeah, we ain't predicted the Premier League yet. Sorry, let me wait.
Yeah.
Wait, were you not predicting that FA Cup?
FA Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming to Merseyside.
You know what?
Everton, mad thing.
Coming to Liverpool, bro. Winning that.
Everton.
Oh, is that who you're predicting that?
Everton are getting relegated, bro.
What's that to do with the FA Cup? That got nothing to do with the FA Cup. Wigan won it and got relegated.
Mm-hmm.
That's also a good point. Very valid.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Man City's season is going to be as successful as it was last year. I don't think they're going to beat their like treble season. Like they're not going to do better. Like the league, the main cup, the FA Cup, and the Champions League, they're not going to do better than that as a single standalone season. But you're in this era, right? We're sitting there and we're watching Man City play right now, but we're in this era where it's like you're watching a dynasty. They come and go. We had the Liverpool dynasty, we've had Man United's dynasty under Sir Alex Ferguson, and now we're watching Man City's dynasty under Pep. And in that dynasty, great things are always achieved. Man United achieved great things. They won 2 Premier Leagues, 3 in a row. They've done it twice. They were done 3 in a row twice.
Where are you going with this?
Great feats. I'm to tell you. So for me, I don't think Man City are going to hit the same heights that they did last year, but I think it will be another individual great season where it's like, oh, their achievements are very good. You could maybe put it on par with what they did last season, but I don't think it's going to be as great. So I don't think they're going to win the FA Cup, because obviously if they win the FA Cup, then I'm going to say, oh, they're going to win everything and win like a quadruple or another treble, which I don't think that they will do. So I think I generally think Arsenal's going to win something this season, and I think it will be the FA Cup. So I'm going to predict Arsenal to win the FA Cup. But I'll tell you what I think Man City will win when we get onto the other predictions. I don't wanna spoil it, but yeah, I don't think Man City is gonna hit the same heights that they did last season.
Ramsey, if Arteta doesn't win anything and bottles the league again after leading 90% of the time, does he get sacked?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't get sacked. I mean, the aim for Arsenal this year would be to challenge for the Premier League and try and go far as he can in the Champions League. And being top of the league for 90% of the time is basically what you call challenging for the league. So I don't see why they would sack him if he's like you can't guarantee. Like if you're Man City, I think Man City is the only team where you say the aim is to win the league. The aim is to win, like your aim is win the league. Finishing second is a failure. I can't see Arsenal board saying finishing second this year is a failure. I can't see it. So the fact that if he doesn't win a trophy this year and he challenges for the league and he's 90% of the time at the top, then well done, Arteta, and we go again.
Jay, FA Cup.
Fancy, let's not play around the bush here.
Wait, you say, what do you mean around the bush? I'll put your finger in there, but Man City don't always win the FA Cup. Like,
no, they don't, but I think, I know Carl's saying they're not going to have a great season, but I'm saying this because as is now, I think this squad...
That's definitely not what I said.
No, but Carl literally just said it's not going to be as great as last season. Isn't that what he said? Or am I hearing things?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
that's what.
And you said they're not going to have a good season. He said it's not going to be.
Okay, but it's not. Listen, it's the same thing.
It's not.
You either have a good season or a bad. There's no in between.
Nah,
like what?
They had an unbelievable season last season.
You either have a good season or a bad.
There's more levels. There's more levels.
This is nah. I deal with black and white here.
Do you?
On off 0 and 1s. There's no 0.1, 0.5. It's just 0, 1.
You obviously had a discussion about pi and infinite and finite numbers in the
Nope. It's either you're good or you're bad. And I've always said this. I've always said you're either good or you're bad. And I for me personally, I think as City stands, if they don't lose anyone, obviously we're gonna revisit this because right now,
thank you, Solo,
all up in the air. But I think as it stands, City will win the FA Cup. The only reason I think they could probably go and win it all, but I need Chelsea to win something, and the only something attainable is the League Cup, which is why I put Chelsea down for the League Cup.
Let me just.
So I would say Man City.
Let me just address this.
There's a small chance I might give it to Arsenal, but as it stands, we'll see how things go towards the end of the window and we revisit. It's either or, because I think the two best teams in the league right now, even though Liverpool do look like they're going to be coming back this season in terms of the players that they signed, but who knows? We yet to see what happens. I still think Arsenal and City are the teams to beat. So I would say Man City for now, and depending on what happens, Arsenal could be swapped in for the FA Cup.
What do you mean? I don't understand what you're saying. So hell no, what Liverpool did is challenge. There were a couple of points every time. Arsenal just gave away the league. Well, if we're talking about the seasons that Liverpool didn't win the league, then they challenged for the league and didn't win it. Same thing as Arsenal. So like
no.
Like what's I don't understand that point.
No. What we're trying to say is, for 90% of the league, the 90% of the season, you were top of the league.
What?
Yeah, even the application don't want to hear you dribble.
Nah, we can't hear you.
Nah, we can't hear you.
No, we can't hear you.
No.
Yeah, no.
Nah, we can't hear you.
We actually can't hear you, and I'm not trolling. Back out and back in.
I absolutely love this. I love this. Can't let him talk. The application says no. You're chatting nonsense.
Come out.
Back out. Back out and come back in. Dead. I was thinking, Ron, did I just shut down or something? Because it just went silent.
Let me read a couple of comments. Solo says, all I've seen on the timeline is about Ten Hag has spent 400 million, needs a challenge, and Arsenal challenged last season. But after 4 years and 600 million, then Arteta definitely needs a trophy. Assad says Liverpool won trophies to go along with their title charges. And then he says, yeah, that's it, yeah. So yeah, that's a different.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm predicting Arsenal to win the trophy, as long as well as their title charge.
Nah, what were you saying?
I was saying, yeah, the point we're trying to make is, yeah, you man were leading. You weren't challenging nobody. You were top 90% of the season, which means you were the leading. City were your challenger, and you bottled it. You gave up at the 90% hurdle.
Yeah. So the difference. So what's the difference between us and you? So you weren't.
We were
top.
challenging City. It was. They were top. We were top. It was back and forth.
So,
it was so close.
Who won the league? Who won the league? They won the league. So what does it matter? What does it matter? What does it matter? We were top. You weren't top, and they won the league.
Yeah.
Right.
It's different, bro. When you look at both seasons and you look at the games, no one could see, City are definitely going to win it. Oh, actually, Liverpool are definitely going to win it. No one was definitely sure. For you, like, I sat down and in January or wherever it was, I sat down, I was like, Arsenal are actually winning this thing. It's crazy. And then you lot came to Anfield and you bottled it.
Yeah, but we didn't win the league, and nor did you. Like, if you're talking about the year you won the league, I'll be like, you know what, fair enough. You won the league, but you can't be comparing your non-league to our non-league and saying we had the better seat, we were better than you because we challenged for the league that we didn't win. We both didn't win it.
I'm just explaining to you what the difference between the wording, bro. You're saying
that's nonsense. It's nonsense because he's talking about because his comment before was about Arteta and why doesn't he get sacked for bottling the league for being top? Well then why doesn't Klopp get sacked for being 2 points below? Like we both didn't win the league. It doesn't matter how you don't win the league. If you don't win it, you don't win it. History is going to show Arsenal didn't win the league that year and Liverpool didn't win the league that year. That's all it's going to show. It ain't going to show nothing else. Simple as. We both didn't win the league. You won it 1 year. And that's the thing. You lot have won the league. Why are you comparing the league you didn't win to the league we didn't win? Just talk to me about the league you won. You won the league. Just talk about that.
You're not better than us. You're not on our level. We won the league.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Then that's what you need to talk about. I don't care. I don't care about the year you didn't win the league. You lost it.
So in the year that I remember.
All right. Speaking of winning the league, double check. Has everyone got Man City winning the league?
Yes.
No comment.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah.
This is literally the time to comment, Nathaniel. Like, this is it.
Yeah, possibly.
Possibly, yeah. What Kyle said, possibly.
All right, I've got Man City winning the league. Unfortunately, I'm actually praying that anyone wins it, please. Like 4 in a row is a mad thing. It needs to be stopped right now. And what by hook or by crook? And I say that because we were stopped by crook in 2010. Drogba was offside at Old Trafford. Drogba was offside by Old Trafford. So we were stopped by crook.
VAR.
There was no VAR, unfortunately, so that's why crookedness. I mean, to be fair, even with VAR, you can still get some crooks. Brentford at the Emirates. So, by hook or by crook, Man City needs
or Brighton against Manchester United, where you get kicking the ball.
Where they scored a penalty from Luke Shaw's handball.
Huh? Man
You
United scored a goal. No,
they scored a penalty in the 100th minute with a handball, and we scored a penalty with a handball in the 90th minute.
Well, no, you scored a penalty after the full-time whistle was blown. How was that?
100 minutes. 100 minutes.
No, the full-time. It was full-time. The game was done, and you guys said, "No, we're taking a penalty." No, and I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I will never drop that.
It didn't lead us to a title. He didn't lead us to a title. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about.
It just happens, innit? Things happen, innit, to make up for things that.
Callum Hudson-Odoi playing volleyball in the box at Stamford Bridge. I've seen it all. You're right. Barcelona robbing Chelsea of a Champions League final. Like, everyone has a bit of crooked in them, and someone needs to step up with a crooked, or by hook. Man City need to be stopped. I'm going to predict Man City to win the league, but watch this space. That's what I'm going to say. I say no more. I say no. I say nothing more than that.
Wait, what? Which space are you talking about?
What part? I'm not going to say nothing more than he would put. Nothing. There's nothing more to say.
But I don't know what that means. Watch the space. What space?
I am so glad you don't know what that means. It means you can't hold it over me. So,
you must be talking about the space between Man City and Man United, because that space is going to just. Whoop.
I'm so glad you don't understand what I mean. I'm so good. So I've got Man City first, which means I've got Arsenal in second. But watch this space.
That's same for me.
Yeah, I do think Man United. God. Whoa. Pause. Sorry. I do think Manchester City will win the league. I think, as I said before, the expectation for Arsenal has to be to challenge again, to go again for the league, whether that's leading it or chasing it. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I'd rather be leading it or chasing it than not in it at all. I don't mind. But look, the issue I have with Arsenal, I do feel like the squad is getting better and strong enough. I just don't know if this squad's going to be ready now. Like, this Premier League starts next week. I'm worried that if our season don't start until like October, that's it. Like, you can't give Man City the head start. So I want to, like, in my heart of hearts, I want to say I think Arsenal won the league because I think they will challenge again. I just don't know. I just don't know if I trust them to start the season straight in and be winning. The thing is, we've got the fixtures to do it as well to start. It's just and our first 3 games, and then we got Man United, Spurs after that. But yeah, I just feel like if we're not at 100% early on, it could already be done. And I'm not saying it's going to be done as in like Man City will be 10 points clear, but sometimes if you give them that little bit of a run and they just start going, we saw last year how they go in they sort of stepped up the gears as the season went on. And obviously their squad this year hasn't changed too drastically. So that, like, Haaland's been in for a year. We talked about he had to adapt to the start of the season.
We say second season syndrome. You know,
maybe in it. Maybe it's the year of the Hoylands. Maybe it's the year of the Hoylands. Yeah.
I'm here for that.
I do agree with the people that say Arsenal spend 100 million on Declan Rice. You should be now in the, should be like in there and challenging for the league. And I hear that 100%. Like, but unfortunately, we're dealing with a beast. We're dealing with a beast, and as far as I'm concerned, the quicker Pep Guardiola wins his 4-peat and gets out the league, the better it is for us. Because, damn, I just need him to go. I just need him to go. I do think when he goes, that's it. I think when he goes, that's it. It's time to rock.
I don't want him to go. We need to defeat Manchester City.
Wait, clarify. When you say we, as in Man United or just anybody beat them?
Carl, I speak once.
I speak once.
Clip it.
I just want to quickly clarify, right? I want to say I disagree with what Tappy was said when he said that Man City lost a lot of integral players and XYZ. They haven't lost anyone. They've literally lost no integral players. Literally.
Gundogan.
That squad. No, man.
Come on, Kyle, man.
Yeah, man. Man. It ain't that big a loss. It ain't that big a loss. Because Gundogan is a player that just...
No, sorry, 1 second. Because go on, continue.
Gundogan's the type of player that just came in and went in phases when he was needed. It's not like, start 30, start it. Because in that second half of the season, and even in like the first half of the season, he didn't really start much. Second half of the season, you're looking at like Rodri, Stones, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Jack Grealish, Erling Haaland. Those are like their main players. Yeah, he played and he came in and he did his bit and he did his shift. And when he played, he performed. I'm not saying that he didn't perform. He performed. Just like Mahrez. Mahrez came in, he scored a hat-trick in the FA Cup, but he barely started in the Premier League. It was like the whole squad was on rotation. And yeah, if you are counting a squad player that is using Pep system in rotation as an integral member, then fair play. But he's been replaced by Kovacic, and Kovacic can just do just the job that he did.
I don't think Kovacic can. Not the goal scoring job.
No, not the goal scoring aspect, but in terms of ball retention and in terms of Pep's style of play, yeah, he can.
But you know what it is? No, but you know what it is? I think they have lost an integral member of the team. Like Man United used to lose integral members of their team throughout the 30 years. But the Fergie element and the Pep element covers for it. That's all it is. I think if anyone else is managing this team, like how Ramsey spoke about Fabinho and Henderson. Fabinho and Henderson were terrible last year. But because it's not Pep managing, you're like, how are they gonna deal with it? Because it's Pep, it's like, yeah, you know, other than Haaland, and I say that even that's not even true. There is no player in the Pep team that he can't live without. That's the truth of it, and that includes Kevin De Bruyne, because there's been times when Kevin De Bruyne was either injured or not playing, and it was Gundogan who stepped up. Now, of course, over the course of the season, if De Bruyne's not there, Haaland's not there, they're not going to struggle. But I think Pep is so good that they can lose any one member of their team and still be good enough to win the league and challenge for major trophies. So I don't agree that Gundogan is not an integral member of the team, but I just think that Pep's good enough to make it look like they don't really miss it. Cancelo was crucial to City for years. He goes mid-season and they're better. Like, it's crazy. No, it's crazy.
You're right, because
and I think like it's how he uses the squad. Gundogan is part of, like, we talk about squad rotation with Pep. He's part of that puzzle that can just fit. So yeah, one game he might stay on the bench. He very rarely played 2 games in a row on the bench. Usually it's one game and then in. I think in the Champions League he started every game bar the first game, the group stage. So he played he started every single Champions League game for the whole season. Like, he didn't, apart from that very first group game. And then in the league, it was like, yeah, one in here, one in there. But I mean, he started the majority. He played in the majority, I'd say. He played in the majority. Probably started a lot towards the end. And then he just have a whole game on the bench, like a whole game. He won't even come on. He just have a whole game on the bench. And that was part of Pep. And I think
this was 2 in the FA Cup final.
Yeah. And he just, and he has that knack of just being able to step up when needed. And I think, listen, let's not beat around the bush. Pep didn't want to get rid of him. They offered him a new deal, and he said no. He wants to go to Barcelona. It wasn't a case where Man City were happy to let his contract run down and let him go. No, they wanted him to stay. They offered him a new deal, and he said no. So I think in that aspect, I think it is. But as you said, because it's Pep, Kovacic won't do the same job. But he may just be able to just fill in every now and again to keep things ticking along. You probably get more game time for Foden this year. And yeah, it will just kind of keep it moving. Yeah, they'll find a way, and they'll probably go spend 80 mil by the end of August on another attacker, and it'll be all good. Elise is someone
I actually think that Man City can be beat this year. I just don't think any of us are good enough to do it. That's what it is. Like, you know, like there's been City's teams who are like, whoever came up against them, you were never going to beat them. 100 points, you're never going to beat them. 98 points, never going to beat them. Last season, as like Arsenal, they won the treble. They won the treble last year. When all is said and done, that was a treble winning team, best team in the world. You can't beat the best team in the world. Of course you can, but you can't beat the best team in the world. It was, you know, FA Cup. Oh, we got a chance. We don't have a chance. They were going to win it. Oh, you know, Inter Milan played good. Chances, they won it. Arsenal, 90%, they won it. I think this Man City side, like the COVID season, they were beatable. But who was challenging them? Oli. Klopp was nowhere to be seen. if Liverpool had anything about them, as great as they talk about, Trent this, Van Dijk this, Salah this, Klopp this. If you had anything about you, a bit of dogging you, you win the league. You win the league, but you ain't got nothing about you. You're a joke. You're a joke. Man City are dead to be beaten this year. I'm telling you, they're not going to.
I think
the high 5 points. They're not getting it this year, but they're going to win the league. That's what I feel.
I think they're the only team that can beat themselves. It's them. They're the only if they don't want to win the league, if they're at a certain level, which is not the highest, and they allow other teams to win it, it's on them. It's on them. It means they weren't good enough. They weren't at their level that they should be at. If they're on their crud, if they're on their form, and whatever their aim is this year, 4P. I don't know. It's does Pep won that 4P maybe, but I think it will just tell throughout the season if they can't be asked, or maybe the aim is just to double up in the Champions League, bag the 2 in a row, and then I don't know. But for me, it's them. It's all on them. It's all on them. And to be honest, even if they're 5-6 points behind someone at Christmas now, who's going to say no? If Liverpool are 5 points clear at Christmas, who's going to say no? If Man United are 5 points clear at Christmas, who's going to say no? Like
we were 2 points away from 7 in a row on the Fergie.
That's not how football works.
In the middle.
No, I know. No, let me land. We were 2 points away from 7 in a row. Chelsea won it by 1 point, and we lost on goal difference. This Man City side, this is how we only lost in 2010 because Rooney got injured and we don't make signings under the Glazer. We lost Ronaldo, didn't make any signings. Rooney got injured. 2012, we threw away the league. We're 8 points clear with 5 games to go. We threw away the league. This City side is the equivalent of Man United under Fergie. It's only them who can stop. But the difference is they don't have the Glazers. They have an all-time great manager, and they've got a bottomless pit who whatever he wants, he gets. How they can? You're right. They can beat them. They can only beat themselves. Not being too focused. Pep making some maybe trying to reinvent the wheel of football. I want to try something different. And then kind of messes up and someone capitalized. That's the only thing that can stop them. It's long, man. It's long.
Pep's world. It's Pep's world, and we're all living it.
We're just existing. We're not even living it. We're surviving. Head above the precipice. All right. Whose prediction that we got? Kyle, what's your prediction?
So obviously, I'm gonna pick Man City to win, and I've got Liverpool as second. But my second to fifth, obviously, I've mentioned them previously. It's like I think that pack, all second to fifth, is gonna be very close. I actually think that this year, Man City is gonna run away with it. I actually think that it's gonna be another year. I think this year is another league title for them, where they're going to run away with it. And what I was saying before when I was picking the FA Cup winners, and I said Arsenal could win the FA Cup, and their season might not be as great in terms of, like I said, winning the treble. But if they win it this year, and they get a 4-peat, a 4 in a row, which has never been done in the Premier League era before, that's something that they can say that's never been done before, and that becomes part of their dynasty. Whereas Man United in their dynasty, they were the first teams to ever win 3 in a row, and they've done it twice. Now Man City come along and they do 4 in a row, and it's like, okay, we didn't win the treble, but we won a little League Cup, and we won a 4-peat. We won 4 league titles in a row. That's never been done before, and this is part of our dynasty history. So when you look back in it 20 years from now, and you're like, well, Man United did that in their 15, 20-year span under Fergie, and Liverpool did that like the couple decades before. What did Man City achieve in their dynasty? Yeah, they done a treble, but Man United did that first, and Man United did it twice. I mean, not twice. Sorry, they won 3 in a row. But yeah, Man United done that, and they done it twice, and they won a treble. Yeah, but Man United won the treble. What identifies their dynasty? And I think that this is history that is writing itself. And I just think Man City will win the 4 in a row, and put their stamp in history, like Arsenal. Arsenal's got the invincible season. Like certain teams have got their mark in history.
Carl, them man already stamped their place in history. What do you mean? They won the treble, and they went. Well, would you if?
But I hear what Carl's saying. when you're the second to do it, it don't really mean as much. It means something. Don't get twisted.
Yeah, it's great. It's a
they need
phenomenal
to have
season.
Their
Don't
own.
get me don't get me wrong. It's a phenomenal season.
Yeah.
But when everything's said and done, everyone's gonna be like, oh, you remember the treble winning team, and everyone's gonna be like, what 999? That's what you identify as 999 treble team. That's it. It's Man United's. It's Man United's thing. Even though they've done it, it's Man United's thing. If let's just say, for example, next season, they don't win it, right, and Liverpool win the league, and they do it. Or actually, no, not even Liverpool. The year that Liverpool won the league and they lost 3-0 to Watford, and they could have gone the whole season unbeaten. If Liverpool did go the whole season unbeaten, and everyone goes, "Oh, you remember the Invincibles?" Who are you going to think? It's Arsenal's, because it's Arsenal's. It's Arsenal's achievement. It's their thing. They've done it first, and the Invincibles is associated with Arsenal. So if Liverpool had done it, if Liverpool had done it, yeah, it's a great achievement. It's fantastic. They beat Man City, they won the league, and they've done the Invincibles. They were holy, but it's Arsenal's thing.
Yeah,
so
but before we spoke about Centurions. No one's ever got 100 points before. They're the Centurions. That's their mark. Like if Man City don't win the league this year, well, you think they ain't stamped their mark on history 5 times?
No, they have.
We're talking about one of the greatest ever teams.
They also got the Formidables.
So I'm talking about the Formidables.
No, but of course, I mean, remember, of course, they've stand. Any team that does any team that does something great, like the Barca 15 who won the treble. But when they talk about the great Barca side, you're more talking about the first treble, the 2009 one.
Yeah.
When any team, of course they got the Centurions 100 points, but where does that stack up to the treble winning side? It doesn't. Like, it doesn't stack up to it. They had to win the treble to stack up to the treble winning side. But now you're just the second one to do it. So of course they made them up. But if they're talking about dynasty and they want to prove or to make it an argument or whatever it might be, stake their flag to say we are the greatest English team of all time. You have to do more than what someone's done before. You can't you can't just equalize it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that will be playing on their minds, because before they won it twice and they were on the verge of 3 in a row and they lost it, but now they've actually got the 3 in a row. They've got the treble. I think if push comes to shove, Pep might just say, you know what, all eggs in one basket. Go for that league and get 4 in a row. And you know what, this is my mark in English football. I came here, people said that, oh, the Pep football not gonna work, man, Pep can't do it in the Premier League. I've mashed it up, I've done my thing, and now let me win 4 in a row, something that no manager before me in the Premier League has ever done. And I think he does it.
Premier League in English football. I think that this is them. I think that this is what makes Man City, when all is said and done, when we're 20 years from now, when I'm 55, 60 years old, and we look back and we're like, yeah, what identifies Man City? And we're like, yeah, remember that 4-peat team, that 4-peat in 2023 or 2024, it will be that 4-peat team when they won it 4 in a row. Yeah, no, that'll be them.
20 years time, Carl. In 20 years time, Hoyland would have won 5 in a row. So yeah, you hold on to that thought.
Oh, okay.
That's
been clipped.
Clip it.
You
can put that on the page Metaverse Twitter in 20 years time.
So obviously, along being the actual like best team in the world and the best team in the league, because obviously they won the Champions League, they won the Premier League, and all of that, blah blah blah. I think that piece of history that they're on the verge of, and it will be playing on their minds. I just think that with their quality and with the chance to make this kind of history, I think they'll win the league, and I think they'll probably do it emphatically. Like they won't drag it out and be like, oh, it's close and strong. They'll blitz it. I think they'll blitz it. So I put Man City top, and I'm not even saying like Liverpool second and Liverpool challenging. I don't think Liverpool's challenging. I've got them second, but Liverpool ain't challenging.
You got Liverpool second? Oh yeah, you got Arsenal third.
Yeah, Arsenal third. Yeah.
Nat, Liverpool win the league.
If we sign a DM and a centre back, that's ours, man.
Oh God, not this again.
But for now, this is probably the only sensible prediction I'm gonna give today. I'm gonna put Liverpool second and City first. But when we come back in part 2, it might change. Might flip it around. Yeah.
All right.
Like, my problem with our team. Wait, what?
Even you're predicting Man City's in the league. That's how bad it's got.
Yeah.
My problem with our team right now is that midfield, like selling all them players.
Oh, I thought McAllister was the one. Oh, how?
No. I'm not saying that McAllister and say his name, the new guy, Dominic what?
Dom. Just call him Dom.
Yeah, Dom. Yeah, pause. Anyways.
We'll just call him Dom. We'll just call him Dom. Whatever his name is, we'll just call him Dom.
That one.
Yeah.
But yeah, like obviously we signed those midfielders, innit? Yeah. But I watched us play Bayern in pre-season, and I hate watching pre-season because pre-season will shake off your brain, yeah. And second half, yeah, boy, the midfield was struggling. Even given that we made so many changes, we did make Liverpool. We didn't ask you, Sammy, man. But anyways, we made so many changes. We made so many changes as well. So like, obviously, it was a bit shaky. But boy, like, we need a DM. Like, we need one. We need a 30 DM. You know, like a DM where it's like, boom, we put him in and we know. Like,
you're getting Lavia, no?
But I've never watched that guy play. I don't know if he's 30.
But I just remember you said this, yeah, because you told me that you've been watching McAllister from last year. If I hear the word Lavia out your mouth, he's been balling for 2 years. Let me hear you say that.
I'm not.
Let me hear you say that.
Bro,
he's been balling for 2 years in the Prem.
Until we were linked with him, I had no clue who the guy was. Like, I don't know who he is. So wait, did he play for Man City? Was he at Man City at one point?
Yeah, before.
Okay, cool. So I heard about him, but I didn't watch him play. But yeah, like the midfield is the worrying part. We also need a centre back. We need a left-footed centre back to partner Van Dijk or partner Konate, wherever the pairing is going to be. But we need a centre back, man.
Sound like you are a mess, mate.
That's just 2 players, bro. That's not a mess.
Oh, sorry.
That's just 2.
You need a left-footed centre back to partner Konate.
Pardon,
guys?
You say you need a left-footed centre back to partner Konate.
No, I said. To either partner Konate or Van Dijk, whoever our pairing is going to be.
Because Van Dijk plays in the left, but anyway, he's your captain anyway, so.
And Henderson sat on the bench. So what? Just because what's his name? Maguire sat on the bench. He was club captain. Club captain don't mean you're guaranteed to start. It means you're club captain. You get me? What's his name?
Listen, if your left-footed centre back's partnering Konate, we're feasting this shit, man.
Listen,
your best hope is to get Virgil back. That's all your best hope.
But your only hope. Not your best, your only hope.
But yeah, overall, like
pure 4-3s this year. Pure 4-3s.
Our attack is fine. Like, hopefully Darwin finds form. You know, can actually finish his dinner. Because like even in that preseason game, he had a few chances. Yeah, I was like, Darwin, finish that, bro. And he's not finishing. So I need him to finish. He needs to finish chances this season. But what's his name? Luis Diaz looked good. Jota looked good. Salah good as usual. You know, Gakpo looked.
Yeah.
Look at him. Forwards FC. Yeah, all right. Silenced.
We can't hear you, Matt.
Silenced.
All right. Quickly, guys. Golden Boot. Everyone got Haaland?
Yeah. I've got Kane down as leaving, and with Kane gone, there ain't a chance in hell anyone beats Haaland.
Listen, I will say one thing.
What do you say, Haaland?
Haaland. I will say one thing.
Don't worry, we moved on now.
If Man United were to sign Harry Kane, I would have said Harry Kane. Guaranteed.
Yeah, sure you would have.
but as it stands, it's not there. So yeah, I'm going for the Erling.
Is that for Golden
Matt,
Boot?
you got Golden Boot. You got Haaland?
Yeah, man.
Oh, Haaland, damn.
Bro, did you not see him with the braids and the silk tracksuit? This man needs
Liverpool
business.
Are really down bad, man. He ain't good. Golden Glove.
Golden Glove.
Golden Glove.
Alisson ain't doing shit, mate.
I'm gonna go with Nick Pope.
For what?
That's weak.
Golden Glove. Golden Glove.
You know what?
I would go on Nana, but
I've got it.
he's gonna make some big errors leading to goals for his standing out of the halfway line.
I've actually got it down as
Black goalkeeper.
Nana. To be fair,
I hear it. I was thought about it, but
While we're here,
it's tough between Onana and Edison, man. But I'll give it Onana.
Haaland's gonna score the triple amount of the fake Haaland. Well, that means Haaland's scoring 90 goals this year, then, isn't it? God.
What?
What? He said triple.
I wouldn't even rule that out. Guy's a beast.
Who else? Golden Glove? Who? Jay, Nat, Golden Glove. No, Nat already said Alisson.
Bro.
It's just gonna keep it. No,
Sanchez?
I was gonna say Robert Sanchez, but let's just keep it simple, and I'm gonna go for Edison. Who was it this year? Was De Gea, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah.
Man, he got chucked out like that.
Legend.
No respect.
Tuesday I should have gone for David Raya still. But
yeah,
let
he
that-
played
I'll
like
let
15 games this year. We are going to. We've got 3 more. Oh, we've got 6 more. But 3 more predictions.
I need to go.
All right. Then.
Have we done Europa League?
I needed to go like hours ago, but yeah.
We'll send it in the group, and you have to
Send it in the group, and I'll finish off the rest.
cool.
All right. Safe.
Take care, guys.
Safe.
Go follow him on TikTok. I don't know what his name is, but I'll follow him there. UE Conference League, Europa League, Champions League. So Conference League, I'm going Villa.
Because you don't know who else is in it.
I know. Europa League, I would want to go Liverpool because they really should win it. They're the best team in it. They're gonna be the best team in it.
It never works though like that, does it?
No, that's what I want to go Liverpool. But again, who else is in it? Or I'm gonna go Sevilla again. I don't know. I'll go Liverpool. I don't know. I don't know where they are.
Well, they won. Who won the Europa League? They won it, innit? Yeah,
they win it.
They're in the Champions League because they won it.
Them man will drop back and win it again, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I said that 2 seasons ago, and they didn't do it. They stayed in the league.
Champions League's a tough one. Now, if Mbappe goes to Real Madrid, they're winning it. If Mbappe goes to Real Madrid, they're winning the Champions League.
Easily.
No, not easily. I'm probably wrong, is what I was going to say. Because life don't work like that. But if Mbappe goes to Real Madrid, that's my prediction to win the Champions League. So I'm going to put Mbappe Real Madrid there now. If he doesn't go, then I'm probably going to change it. But I'll put Real Madrid in there now. And what I would say, actually, is that Man City should win it again. Man City really should win it again. It's a cup competition, we know, so anything can happen. But the quality is actually poverty. When you deep it, we're saying they're going to win the Premier League clear. So we can't really say that any of the Premier League clubs are really good enough to challenge them for the Champions League. Got to be realistic. If Liverpool win the Champions League, then maybe you can give them a little something based on their history and club, whatever. But you got to be realistic. No one in Italy is better than them. I know it's a cup competition, but no one in Italy is better than them. So you're hanging your hat on Real Madrid getting Mbappe. Because it ain't going to be Barcelona. And it ain't going to be Real Madrid and their current guys. Man City are the clear favourites to win the Champions League. Clear favourites. But obviously we know it just don't work. It's not as simple as favourites. They win the Champions League. But I'll go with Real Madrid, banking on the fact they get Mbappe. If they don't, then it's probably going to change. So yeah, Champions League, Europa League, Conference League.
Wait, did you actually go with Liverpool for the Europa League? I didn't hear.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Wait, who's not?
All right. Him. Right. So Conference League, I'm gonna go with Aston Villa as well. they got a good side. I think they will go for it. I think those kind of teams at that level will go for it and not try and put everything into the league, because obviously you're trying to win the competition. That kind of like West Ham. West Ham won the Conference League last year, even though they had a dreadful league season. But kind of how it goes. So I think Aston Villa, despite how they may perform in the league, I think they will try their best to win the Conference League, much like how West Ham did. And I think they got a very good chance at winning it because the competition is not very stiff in the Conference League. So I'm gonna pick Aston Villa for Conference League. For the Europa League, remind me who's the other English team in there with Liverpool?
West Ham.
Yeah, West Ham, because they won the Conference League.
Brighton.
And Brighton, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can't not look past Liverpool, man. Like their front line, because the Europa League, again, for a club of their stature and where they should be at, the competition shouldn't be that difficult for them. And I know football don't work like that. But they have some very, 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 very good quality players. And in pre-season, their front line have looked very lively. I want to say like, was it 5 or 6 of them? So Jota, Salah, Diaz, Nunes, Gakpo. Like they've looked very lively. And so they've got an option of 5 or 6. So even if in Klopp's mind, I don't know if he's got a rotation thing going on or he's got a set front three. Obviously Salah's definitely first choice on the right hand side. But if he's got a set three, he can quite easily play that three in the league, and then when it comes to the Europa League, change to the other front three, whether it goes from Nunes in the league and then it goes to Jota in the Europa League. Those players are more than competent and more than good enough to win. So I think Liverpool should be winning the Europa League, and I think that'll be my pick. So I want to go Liverpool for Europa League, and I'm kind of in the same boat as Neeks in the sense that I'd actually pick Real Madrid to win the Champions League, to win the Champions League if they get Mbappe. But I just don't think they will get Mbappe. So because I don't think they will get Mbappe this window, I just don't see nothing happening. Nothing's moving, and not enough is happening for me. I can't pick them with enough confidence because I don't think they will get Mbappe. Now, if come the end of the transfer window and they sign Mbappe, I'll revisit and I'll say, you know what? They got their man. They got Jude. Jude looking like a very good player. Well, I mean, we knew he was a good player, but he looks like he fits the Real Madrid system. The way they play on fast-paced counter-attack, he's a good player. He's good at scoring goals. He's good at making those runs. He suits the way they play. And obviously, if you couple that with Mbappe, I would revisit that. But because that they don't, I just don't see them having enough to win the Champions League. And I was actually trying to think and search for a team that I could pick to win the Champions League other than Man City, because it's not so easy just to retain the Champions League. We know before Real Madrid did it, it was never done before. Real Madrid went and did it 3 times in a row. But obviously, when you've got players, GOATs like Cristiano Ronaldo and Varane and Casemiro and Modric, and the team that they had around him was just some of the greatest players you've ever seen. I don't think Man City's at that level, regardless of the competition around them. Like Link said, it's a cup competition, and the favourites just don't always win. Because Man City been the Champions League favourites for about 4 years in a row, and they've only just won it. So, and I wanted to say Arsenal. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to say Arsenal, but realistically, in my hearts of hearts, I know Arsenal's not gonna win it. But the thing is, I don't know who's gonna win it, because I don't think Man City is going to win it just because they've already won it. And like I said, their great season was last year, and what identifies them in this dynasty for me personally would be their 4P. So I think a 4P, with what I said with them winning the Carabao Cup, they win 2 trophies, but it goes down as them winning 2 trophies, but it's a 4P, and that would identify them in this era, in this dynasty. And I just think they won't win Champions League, but I can't think who will win. So I'm just gonna have to pick Man City just for the fact that they are the best team in the world. And then I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna pick Man City because you might want to pick Inter Milan, Juventus,
Favorites FC.
Bayern Munich.
They're absolutely horrendous.
Who's
Beats,
that
man. They're
strap?
so. However, like I said, there is still time for things to change because if Bayern Munich get Harry Kane, if Real Madrid get Mbappe, there's competition. Now we can look at things differently. I'm looking at it right now as these are the teams.
Mbappe and Neymar, one last ride.
And
where?
Dembele?
At PSG.
And Dembele?
Nah, man. Nah, man.
With Dembele and Ramos.
Ramos? Yeah.
Man, I can't look at that team, man. That team makes me sick, man. They're dreadful, man. They make me sick. They're horrendous, man. Nah, man.
All right, so you got Villa, Liverpool.
However,
City.
Shout out Barcelona. Them man could do bits. Them man could do bits.
If Gavi gets out of the group, he's had a good season.
You know, see them duff up Real Madrid 3-0. Right.
If Gavi gets out, see Arsenal duff them up 5-3.
And I'm not gonna lie, when we beat them 5-3, the only person who looked half decent was Ousmane Dembele.
I know he's good.
Like everyone else, I know it was first game, but they look below par.
All right, Ramsey, what are you saying?
So
I don't want to rush you, but let's get this.
Yeah, Conference League. I'm gonna go with Fiorentina. Lost it in the final last year. I think they're gonna
Even
come
without
back.
Amrabat.
Amrabat staying. What are you talking about? Amrabat staying and lead them to glory, bro. Lead them to glory. I think they'll come again. I think Europa League. I'm gonna go with Jose because he's in it again with Roma. I think he's gonna stink his way to the Europa League this year. Tried to do it last year, but couldn't get over the line. So I think the two losers of the finals this year will be in it again. I hear that. I'll hear Barcelona. I hear that. But even them, man, when they drop down, they're awful anyway. So they barely make it through. Can't even beat Man United. So and my Champions League winner, I think is gonna go to Bayern Munich. I think they've had an indifferent summer. Obviously, they tried to sign Declan Rice and failed. They did try to sign Kai Havertz and they failed. And they did try to sign David Raya and they failed in that. But however, they did manage to.
Wasn't Kyle Walker on there?
Kyle Walker's on the list and he could potentially still go, but it's more looking like he's not. They did manage to get Kim Min Jae. Looks half decent, and I think they needed someone in their defense. They did get Guerrero from Dortmund on a free because that's how they roll in that league, and they got Lima on a free from Leipzig because that's how they roll. And what happens in that league is that you just feed the giant whenever you finish. So I think Mane leaving, I think, is going to slightly be a blessing in disguise. I slightly think like it wasn't the right fit. He's obviously beefing man in the dressing room. Like I just feel like it was the right thing. Like certain managers may have just kept him, but I think it was the right thing for him to go. And I think
they need a striker.
It's 50-50 between if they get Kane. I'm literally like at one stage I was like, nah, Kane ain't getting. Now I'm like Bayern are really trying to push, even though the money's not really there for what Levy wants. But I feel like they'll get Kane. And so they win the Champions League. If they don't get Kane, we'll revisit this. They win the Champions League.
Nat, give me 3 names: Europa League, Conference League, and Champions League.
I have no idea who's in the Conference League. I keep hearing Villa, but I don't know who else is in it.
Conference League, pretty much Villa, Fiorentina, Lille, Frankfurt, Osasuna. They're like the main ones.
All right, we'll give it to Villa and Unai Emery. Europa League, that's ours. That's coming to Merseyside. That's Liverpool's. Champions League, I'm gonna give it to everybody but Man City. So
Jeez, safe Nat. Arsenal, put that down, Neeks. Let's go.
Now, when I say everybody but Man City, I'm talking like Newcastle, West Ham.
Nah, don't worry about that. Come on, you just focus.
The worst thing is, I feel like we can beat Bayern.
Wait, who else is in the Champions League?
Everyone. PSG, Barca, Real Madrid, Bayern, Napoli.
Not Liverpool.
We'll have Osimhen.
Definitely not Liverpool.
Yeah, Osimhen's still there for now, but he's got a Saudi bid that he's considering.
Is their defense solid?
Napoli. Well, they lost their main centre back, so maybe not.
I'm gonna give it.
Listen. I'll take it.
Pardon?
I'll take it. If you're gonna give it to us, I'll take it.
No, I'm not trying to win the deluded pundit award, man.
PSG?
Nah, man. PSG are meaty. PSG are very meaty. Who else is left? Damn.
Why can't we win the Champions League? Really and truly, man.
Because you're Arsenal.
Look at this guy, man.
Oh, why? I'm saying Bayern, but I feel like we can beat Bayern, you know.
Wait, are Man United in the Champions League?
Don't ask stupid questions.
Yes.
Nah, they're meaty too. They're coming out.
If Ten Hag, I dare Ten Hag to win the Champions League. I dare him. I double, triple dare to win the Champions League.
Alright, put
Ireland up top,
asterisks, but Man City asterisk. That's changing for sure.
What did you say? Put who?
Put Man City, but an asterisk next to it, so you remember that I'm gonna change that.
No, you have to remember that. I'm not putting an asterisk. We're running the spreadsheet.
Because I can't have City winning the league and the Champions League again, man. That don't sound right.
Yeah, that don't sound right.
So, hey, Arsenal, buck up your ideas. Man United.
I actually think if Man City win the Premier League and the Champions League this year, it's better than their treble last year.
I hear you. No, I hear you because 4 in a row you retained it. But the treble is special still.
Yeah.
To win all 3 in a is but it's mad. It's mad. Finally, relegation.
Oh, that's
now,
easy.
I've gone 2 promoted sides, Luton and Sheffield United.
Yeah.
And I've gone Bournemouth.
Oh, you gone Bournemouth?
Yeah.
I'm going same.
Now, sorry, let me just say quickly. Right now, West Ham have not signed a player.
Mm-hmm.
And they've lost Declan Rice. If they don't make a signing, now it's a big if because they've got a month to do it, and that's crazy. But if they don't make a signing, well, to be honest, I think they're probably going to be in a relegation fight again anyway. But if they don't make a signing this summer, I might have them replacing Bournemouth because they are teetering on the edge right now. The fans ain't happy. The Moyes and the board are at loggerheads. Can't get deals over the line. It's a mess. But I'll go Luton, Sheffield United, and Bournemouth.
I'm gonna go for a little hot take. I think Luton's staying up. I just think they're gonna come and be rugged at their stadium. Man ain't gonna want to go there and play there. And I think my hot take is that Luton will stay up. So I'm gonna go with Sheffield United. I'm gonna go with Bournemouth, and I'm gonna go with Nottingham Forest. I think second season syndrome is going to affect them. If Brennan Johnson does go to Brentford, I think that might be. Is
that on the?
They got a bid rejected already. Yeah, that could be big. And I just feel like there's a lot of rumors about the money situation imploding this year. There's a lot of, so they're not really going as aggressive as they were last year. I don't know if something's happened, but yeah, I think they might. This might be it for them.
Carl, anyway.
All right. So I watched a lot of the championship last season. So I actually think Burnley and Sheffield United are gonna stay up. I think they will survive this season. I think Luton will go down. I think clip it. I think Luton's already relegated. I'm not even giving them a chance before the season's even started. They're relegated, man.
I hear you, bro.
Man, talking about first game suspended because of renovation work's not going to be completed, and nah, man, them men are gone, man. Get them out of here, man. I don't think anyone even wants them in here. Jesus, man, get them out. Luton's got Luton's down, man. So yeah, Luton's down.
Big up Luton, man. AFTV FC.
Stadiums and flipping people's back garden and that, man. Anyway, yeah, so I think Burnley and Sheffield United will survive. I think West Ham's going to go down, and that is providing, because they're being very, very stush with the money that they just got for Declan Rice, and I thought that they would have bought a replacement for Rice, and they need the centre back, and they're trying to get Harry Maguire from Man United, but they're putting in ridiculous offers that is just not going to get accepted. So, yeah, if they're going to continue like this and not sign anyone, you know, we saw what happened with Leicester. It happens, isn't it? It happens. Doesn't matter who you are. Newcastle also went down as well. So I think West Ham, and then the last one, Nottingham Forest. I think Nottingham Forest go down too.
Nat, finally.
Right. It hurts me to say this, but yeah, it's not even. It doesn't even hurt me to say this, man.
Everton. How are you gonna say that?
But
where you at? What last? Yeah.
But Everton relegated. Yeah, relegation.
20th, yeah.
Yeah, and Luton, they're going. I looked at their signings, hella championship ballers. They're preparing for the championship, so they're going down. And finally, boy, oh boy, if August the 31st comes and West Ham have not signed somebody, they're finishing 17th.
Your beloved West Ham.
My beloved West Ham finishing 17th.
17th is not relegation.
What is it?
Survival. So they survived.
17, 18, 19. Oh, wait.
Yeah. It's 18, 19, 20, mate.
They're finishing 18th, man. I'm tired. I've been on this for 2 hours. But yeah, West Ham it will finish 18th, bro. Because how can you get 100 mil from Declan Rice and you haven't gone out and bought nobody? Their midfield needs a refresh. They need an attacker, at least one. You get me? Like, they need to bring in somebody. Oh my gosh! Like, and it's not even like I can blame Moyes, man. It's the conglomerate that owns them, bro. Taking the mick.
All right, guys. Just a quick recap. Everyone had Man City winning. Arsenal.
Well, you think Liverpool going to win the league, Dad? All right.
Everyone had Man City winning. Arsenal and Liverpool predicted to finish second. Man United and Arsenal predicted to finish third. So everyone's got Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United in the top four. Obviously, potentially 5 places into Champions League this year. 4 people say Newcastle. Neeks says Chelsea. Nobody has Spurs finishing in the top 7. No, sorry, in the top 5. Ramsey and Kyle don't have Spurs finishing in the top 7. Mm-hmm. That is crazy. It's not crazy, but it's crazy. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's a crazy prediction. They're going to finish inside the top 7. And they've got Villa sneaking in. Well, I say sneaking in.
Ramon got Chelsea down there, man.
Yep.
And they've been lucky. They've been lucky to get 7th. They might get a little Europa Conference League.
Relegation. Well, 3. We didn't get James. 3 have Luton. 2 have Bournemouth. 2 got Sheffield United, and 2 have Nottingham Forest. West Ham.
Ramon didn't put Luton to get relegated.
That's my hot
take. Hot take.
Oh god damn.
Everyone has Haaland Golden Boot. Surprise, surprise. Golden Glove's been split. Everyone has Man City winning the Community Shield, and the League Cup and FA Cup has been split around the different top 6 teams.
So you're making up all this guy.
3 out of 4 have Villa winning the Conference League, and 3 out of 4 have Liverpool winning the Europa League. Champions League, subject to change come the end of the window. Sorry, Cal, you're making all this noise. What? I got Man City winning 2 Digger trophies this year. One at the beginning and one at the end. Community Shield.
No. That's what I was gonna say.
Okay, good.
I was gonna say, making all this noise about picking the favorites. Yeah, I see every single person's got Man City to win the Premier League. Everyone's got Man City to win the Community Shield, and everyone's got Haaland Golden Boot. So talk to me. What are you telling me?
Some things are a given, mate.
So now some things are given, but when I predicted it and
because not only have you got Man City to win the Premier League, Golden Boot, and Community Shield, you got them to win Champions League as well, and a cup. Have you got them to win a cup as well?
The league.
Wait a minute. Have you predicted them a treble? No, Carl didn't predict them a treble.
No, he hasn't. Oh wait, has he?
No, wait. Arsenal is the FA Cup.
Oh, he's got the League Cup. He got
Man
League
said
Cup.
back-to-back treble, yeah.
That's a fake treble.
Carl, you know if Man City don't win the treble, your prediction is wrong.
No. You didn't put the FA Cup this time.
No, but I already said it. I don't think they'll win the Champions League. I just don't know who will, and it's subject to change because I don't know where Mbappe and Kane are going to end up. Kane ends up at Bayern Munich, and Mbappe ends up at Real Madrid. Things have to change. As a matter of fact, if Mbappe leaves, he's leaving to a Champions League team. So regardless, if Mbappe leaves PSG, something's going to change because he jumps on board with Man United. Man United have to win a Champions League. I'm just saying, Man United have to. So yeah, the Man City one's subject to change because we're so early in the window and there's a lot of big players that's still yet to move. Harry Kane, again, even if Harry Kane don't go Bayern Munich, he goes to a team that's in Champions League. He'll go, just say Man United. Well, I mean, it's not going to happen, but goes to another Champions League team. Apparently, PSG think that they're in the mix still to sign him. They're in the Champions League too. So, and if they keep Mbappe and they get Kane, things can still change. I have to wait and see.
And then Man City signed Gvardiol, Jeremy Doku, Elise, and you say, Man City gonna win the Champions League.
I don't know those players are, mate.
Listen, it's been good. Assad, yes, you're right. No one rates Chelsea. You don't even rate Chelsea. Stop hiding behind.
I don't know what Chelsea are complaining. Europa League is a good achievement for them this year.
Can't wait to see United in the Champions League with that midfield. I can wait to see Chelsea in the Champions League because it won't be this season. Listen, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll be back at the end of the transfer window. I'm going on a holiday, so if Man United lose their first 3 games of the season and you don't see me anywhere, it's not because I'm running away. It's because I'm not in the country.
This is a pre-escape. This is pre-planned. He already knows they're gonna run off.
I have to get out when I can. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, that tune's done out.
Man. We need a new
that tune
thing. But yeah,
is
bye, guys.
done out. All right.